in the league and cover the game that can't make heads and tails of it, but the actual interception in the Bronco game, no issue with it being called whatsoever.
The Devontae Adams?
Yes.
The Devontae Adams.
So that to me, like, I get that there's a conversation about it, but again, if you watch it with motion, the ball is not moving when his knee is on the ground. And if you do that same thing and give it the grace of in motion, the ball never steadies.
Brandon Cooks
even
never
on
has
the chest
possession
of
it.
Yeah, Cookie
it's
would
moving
let
as
you know
he's
that.
moving towards the ground.
Yeah.
And Cecil made a great point, like what you just said. They're NFL wide receivers.
Yeah.
He's going to get up and throw a fit if he thinks he's got some ground to stand on.
No.
He got his ass up and walked back to the sideline.
He was dejected.
And he was, and in the locker room, he did not campaign for it.
Oh, he didn't say anything?
Either. No, he
Good
was.
for him.
No, he.
Good
No,
for
he.
him.
he-
No, I mean, you have to have control of the ball. If it's bobbling a little bit, but both you guys are going after it, and the defensive player ends up with the ball, it's an interception. Now, if both of them come down with it, and both of them are fighting for it, and it's an even thing, it's going to the offense. So Cookie knew that he had to hold on to the ball in order for it to be a catch. He didn't hold on to the ball. Jaquan Money McMillan was able to get the interception.
What a play.
Great
momentum
play.
shifted.
Yeah.
And this is a guy that I was certain wasn't going to be a starter for the Denver Broncos before the season started. I'm like, you didn't draft a guy in the first round and not play him. First rounder's going to play. And there J-Mac is in the biggest game of his life, making that's an all-time
And
play.
I believe he's a free agent next year.
He is.
I think he's restricted, though.
Is
I
he
want to say he's a
restricted?
restricted
Okay.
free
Restricted
agent.
free agent.
So he's not going anywhere, I wouldn't imagine,
Oh,
right?
you're going to get
Not
something
after
for
that
him if he
play.
does.
that
That sort of play?
Wow. And he's 26.
Well,
the guy's in the middle of his prime.
I went back and forth on this. This is what it's going to depend on, right? The vision for George Payton for Jahdae Barron. What are you going to do with a first-round draft pick? Are you literally going to let him sit behind Jaquan McMillan again for multiple years? Because you're going to have to pay this man at least a 3-year contract. And the other thing you think of is if VJ leaves, is Jaquan McMillan going to stay, or is he going to try to follow someone like VJ where he's familiar with the scheme and he knows
I
he
think
might
with
get paid?
Jahdae Barron, we have a Bradley Roby situation. And I always give Bradley Roby a ton of credit. But as a first-round pick, he was drafted essentially to replace Aqib Talib. And then they kept Aqib Talib.
Right.
And Bradley Roby was never, like, quote-unquote, a starter. Jaquan McMillan, they drafted Jahdae Barron to take your spot. He ain't taking his spot.
And it's not the same, but it kind of feels like when the Nuggets drafted a big man on Dayton, his name has escaped me right now.
Deron Holmes.
Deron Holmes.
Little D, that's what they call him.
I
Not a
Terrible
great
nickname.
but they call
Terrible
him
nickname.
For a big man, right?
That's what they call him. I'm just passing on information.
but I'm almost convinced that in Calvin Booth's head he said this is going to be Aaron Gordon's replacement.
Yes.
And then he blows his a knee out or what was it, Achilles?
Achilles, yeah.
And then they re-signed Aaron Gordon after that. I don't know if they do that exact. So it's kind of like that. It's like you had this plan. The guy that you were planning over his head played over his head, and now you're forced to not necessarily make a decision, but you need to choose a path of a vision. But I'm just going to say, we're kind of going rabbit hole here. Guys, top 2 sporting event experience of my life.
You got to feel
Nuggets
it.
championship and then this game.
You're on it.
So which one goes first, though?
Nuggets
Nuggets
championship.
championship.
That's
That's a championship game.
You
Yeah.
guys don't gang up on me now. I mean, damn.
How many Bills fans were in the building?
I would put it between 15 and 20%, exactly what we said.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
there was quite a bit of Buffalo fans.
Maybe because of the colors, but you couldn't really see it in the crowd. I was looking. I'd said there'd be like 7,000. Mace told me no. He said there'd be less than that.
Yeah.
But
I could
it sounds
try a
like there
video-
was about 10,000.
Yeah, I'd say about 10,000 Bills fans. And it was crazy because in the tailgate, they must have been on some group page or something, and they were all together, and I walked through them, and it was like, this is nuts. I have a video on my phone.
Were they doing the
tables
and the
mustard and
No,
all
not
that?
that I saw. Everyone was so chill. I mean, dude, I got to say this too. I have to say this. Dude, one, Cecil, I get it now. I get it. Why you said that to me years ago, and I know I think I was here for 7 years at the time. I'm like, I've been here for 7 years, Cecil. You're like,
Simmer down.
You're like, Zach,
Simmer down.
Zach
Calm
actually
down,
has an
buddy.
experienced Broncos country. I'm like, geez.
I'm here.
But
You got to see Broncos country.
dude, it was nuts.
Yeah.
It was nuts. It was what a game though. The game itself was insane.
You can't make
Instant
it up.
classic.
Instant classic.
drama.
Dude, even if you were a casual fan and you were like the Rob Lowe, with the NFL hat on,
Yeah.
and not dude, you would have had the time of your life. The entertainment value of that game, the environment, the intensity, and I gotta say this too. And you guys know I get a hard time for pulling for the Bills, right? And everyone gives me a hard time. And last week was crazy, but I showed up at the tailgate. and I'm like, I'm just gonna be myself. I have a Buffalo Bills winter jacket, and I'm like, I'm gonna wear my Bills jacket. So I'm outing myself as a Bills fan, right?
Yeah.
Dude, this fan base, I somehow went to the Bronco game in my Bill stuff to support my hometown team and walked away somehow with a greater affinity for Broncos country than I had going into
So
it.
were you nervous going into that game?
I
Like,
was.
driving up to the stadium?
I was a little bit. You know, my wife was spooked. She's like, people are gonna get, and you brought this up last week. People are gonna get hammered.
That's what I was worried about, drunk people.
And, people are
Being
gonna get
stupid.
hammered. And if the Bills win, and people are leaving angry with nothing to lose because the game's over, you're not getting kicked out. Like you could get jumped. And there's something to be said for that. And that's sad that we have to kind of think like that.
It's true,
But
though.
we have to think like that.
But it is true. I thought, no joke, I thought about like bringing a knife with me and stashing it outside the stadium and grabbing it as I left because I park at the aquarium. So I have quite a bit to go. I have a mile to walk. And I didn't do any of that. And it wasn't necessary because, dude, I'm walking through, I'm solo dolo in my Bill stuff. And all I heard was, ZB, hey, come grab a beer. Hey, ZB, you want a hot dog? Dude, and I went to 3 or 4 different tailgates, and this fan base loved me.
They embraced you.
Loved me up in a way that I did not see coming.
Sports hate is fun, done the right way.
Yes.
Fun. Literally,
Yes.
I'm saying
and
hate.
everyone gave me a hard time, too.
Right,
But
of course,
should.
they
yes,
should.
they should. Yes.
And I'm saying hate and fun in the same sentence, and I'll never back off of that.
Okay,
Sports
now
hate's fun.
I
if done
have
the
some
right way.
clarity
Yes,
though for
agreed.
ZB because you did say on Friday when we asked you about this.
Yeah.
You said whoever wins, that's my team I'm rolling with. Now, I didn't ask you in the moment, but I thought about it almost as soon as I left. I was like, does that mean you're a Broncos fan now?
I'll tell you what, I told this to Phil last Thursday that like the organic tug of what's happening in the town that I live is just it's naturally happening that way. I'd really have to put some thought to it. I did feel conflicted when the game was going down. And,
Just rooting for good plays.
It was a great game.
And that's all we got.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was just insane.
Oh yeah, it was big play after big play. I mean, you can't make it up, man.
No, and it was just the most elite atmosphere that I've ever been a part of, and the fact that like when I got to my section, like everyone was so dope in my section, like it was awesome. It was almost like a family environment. They're like, hey, you're good. Like we're gonna give you a hard time, but you're actually you're good with us.
Yeah, see, I thought you were gonna come with 2 black guys, limp in here.
I was
like,
worried.
damn.
I'm like, dude, drunk. I was worried about drunk fans. Man.
What's going on? But yeah. I mean, I'll tell you this: if it was in Buffalo, I don't know how that goes over.
No. You want to know what, man? It's striking how similar the fan bases are.
Okay, all
It
right.
is striking. You know what the nickname of the city of Buffalo is? It's the city of good neighbors. Those people will help. You remember what they did for Andy Dalton and all these other charities they rallied?
Yes.
This is 2 great
Or
elite
get their
fan
shovels
bases.
and-
Yes.
and
They shovel
so-
out the stadium.
Maybe it's just me playing in the games. When you're in the game, they're yelling at you. They're calling your wife names. They're calling your mom names. The old ladies are flipping you off, going and doing backflips off of tables. So you kind of sit there and like, damn, like if I'm in the crowd, are they going to beat me up?
No, everyone gave me a hard time, but in the best kind of way, in the way that I expected. It was, and man, the football game. Hell, before we go, I heard Mike say this morning, he says, I think that's the second best home game in Broncos history, and it passed Tebow to DT. Do you guys agree? Because the stakes were higher.
Ooh-wee.
I don't think you
Well-
can pass Tebow to DT because of who DT is.
Yeah,
for the
Well,
legacy of the
it's
Broncos.
overtime. It's overtime, and it's a much different. The Tebow game it's one play.
Right.
They went out there against Steelers, one play, and got it done. So
The explosiveness.
Is there
to it.
something to be said because it was only one play
Yeah.
and that was so psychotically back and
Yes.
forth that there's like
and
an
that was when
argument
the
there?
rules just changed of like now it's over.
True.
Well, there's also the moment.
Sean McDermott wasn't coaching the Steelers to complain about like we need to change the rules in overtime.
Was it the AFC Championship where CJ goes outside with the snow?
No. That was
No,
like week 14, something
Yeah.
like
Oh, was
against
it?
the
Oh, that was
Patriots.
regular
Yeah,
season.
on the
Okay.
snow. That
Okay,
was
so that
overtime
doesn't
though.
count then.
Yeah, I don't,
Okay,
I don't,
it was
I don't
overtime.
That was
think
overtime
that
when
one's
CJ
gonna
got
turn
that
off the Tebow DT one just because how dramatic that was. It was a one-off play in overtime. Yeah, I don't
That's
think so.
Demarius's legacy now.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's tough to beat that.
And well,
Walk off.
maybe we can separate and say like single biggest moment against like a full game.
Yeah.
You know,
I like it. And just to wrap it up super quick because we're way over.
we are.
Jarrett Stidham threw passes to Demaryius Thomas.
Yes, he did.
I tweeted
oh my
it.
gosh, that's right. With New
I
England.
tweeted about it. Yeah, with New England, he threw a couple touchdowns to Demaryius in the preseason. Now he gets to throw passes to Cortland Sutton in the postseason.
On the same year that DT was honored.
Yep.
Holy smokes.
City for the city, boys.
Oh, my gosh.
City
All right.
for the city.
The Broncos won one of the craziest games you'll ever see, and we'll talk about how it went down coming up next.
Just as they did in 2015, the Broncos and Patriots will go head-to-head with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line. After an emotional victory over Buffalo, can Sean Payton rally his team around Jared Stidham for a little more mile-high magic? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, gentlemen? With the new year here comes a chance to make real positive changes in your life. Remember that first time you failed to perform in the bedroom? You probably just laughed it off, right? No big deal. But then it happened a second time, then no. Don't let it happen a third time, because we all know ED, erectile dysfunction, is an intimacy destroyer. And research shows that men can draw away from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The conditions can cause stress, anxiety, depression, and even worse, a man's partner can blame themselves when ED becomes a problem. And guys, it's not on your partner, it's on you. Go get it treated. And where do you go get it treated? You go to Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, where their treatments work when the pills and herbals fail you. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some of the treatments out there can have you last an hour or even more if you have that much stamina. What you need to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit is only $99, and it includes a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a TMPSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the thing, gentlemen, if the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is free. They also have 5 locations out there to serve you, so there are no excuses. Go get treated. Take back control of your life. You could go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Ben Franklin here to talk to you about your water heater. A water heater is a vital part of your home's plumbing. When it doesn't work, it can really freeze up your routine. Call the pros at Benjamin Franklin Plumbing about water heater options for your home. Visit BenjaminFranklinPlumbing.com or call 877-BEN-1776 to request an appointment.
The local pros call Benjamin Franklin Plumbing.
Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we'd love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Monday, January 19th, a victory Monday at that after the Denver Broncos survive an overtime thriller and outduel the reigning MVP, the rushing king leader, and Sean McDermott has been let go. Right? I mean, goodness gracious.
The drama.
What up, Mr. Phillip Lindsay?
What's going on? Woo! I can't believe it's real. Z, we're one game away from the Super Bowl. Everything Sean Payton said before the season is coming true. That man told all of us to our face that this is the team that could do it. And people sat there and laughed at him. We sat there and said, should you have said that? You know, is that something that you say to everybody, or is that something that you just keep in-house?
Right.
Sean said, hey, it's me. I'm going to say what I want to say because that's how I truly believe and I feel. And look at us right now. Now, there's a bunch of drama. We're going to get in it today. But I'm feeling good, Z. How you doing?
Man, I am doing good. There's so many layers to this. There are so many layers. And we'll talk about the Knicks injury. We'll talk about Stidham. But I don't want to get carried away with rushing to that other stuff that's going to be there all week for us, because that football game that was played on Saturday, that was game of the year in the NFL.
Let's just take our time. Baby, we can do it. Take your time. Do it right. You can do it, baby. Do it tonight. So let's just take your time. I mean, we got all day to dissect this, man. Where do you want to start with it? By the way, I gave you a little gift.
Yes, you did.
You already threw it away. You scared to do it?
No, not at all. Phil has brought in for our show smelling salts. Smelling salts. All right?
Oh, man.
And
it's the football kind.
Yes.
So the ones that they want to ban, all right, but it's the ones that's it's in the white little pack that you just break open, you shake, it turns red. It's going to bleed, you guys. It turns red. All right, and you give it a good old smell right before you go to kickoff or before you go out there to get that ass handed to you. You get that nice smell.
Yes.
All right, to clog your brain. I did one last night, and I tried to get my wife to do it, and she was upset with me because I was wired up a little bit.
Oh my
I haven't done it in a while,
This is so funny.
See, I still have a little craziness in me, so let me know when you're ready to crack it, man. I want you to crack it on here.
Dude,
Don't be
you
scared.
want to do it on the air?
Yes.
Sure, we can do it on the air. No problem.
Don't be scared
I've
now.
done it once in my life. It was many years ago, but I remember just how it punches your senses in the face.
It gets your juices going. You go flowing, man.
I love it. What a game.
What a game.
I mean, truly game of the year type of stuff. And there's so many layers to this. But I will remember that football game for the rest of my life for all the obvious reasons and dynamics and the lead up to the game, and it was just the most elite sporting event among the elite sporting event that I've ever been to, along with the Nuggets closing out a championship for the first time ever. It's not above that, but it's right there, Phil.
I mean, it was drama filled. It's the game of the year. Truly. You're talking about a playoff game going into overtime and it being a shootout. Who had that on their bingo card that the Denver Broncos can go neck and neck with Josh Allen and score over 27 points? I said if we can get to 24, hold the Bills to 21, we're winning that game. I had 24-21 the Denver Broncos. No, they said, hey, we're going to score a little bit more than that. We're going to score 33 points and find a way to win that game in overtime. I mean, this is what it's all about. The moments. Bo Nix having another moment. The defense having the turnovers in the moments. Sean Payton being more aggressive, having his moments. And the fan base being able to actually be there, watching the game. Broncos country going ballistic, and you were part of it.
Crazy, dude.
Getting wedgies, throwing hot dogs at you, everything.
Man, there came a certain point in time where I'm hanging out in the tailgate area before the game, and I'm having so many of these like incredible interactions with people. I'm like, you just need to start like pulling your phone out and just recording some of this.
Yeah.
So I put together this video on Instagram. It's an Instagram reel of like.
Go follow him, ZB.
You just type my name, Zach By, it comes right up. But it was just hilariously fun. I actually wished in the moment that the game didn't start for another 2 hours. I was having so much fun in the parking lot. And I hung out in the parking lot for around 2 to 2.5 hours.
Okay.
And it was so freaking fun, man. And then you go into the game and get the experience of a lifetime. Now, it started to get cold. And I am such a baby. In the cold. I got spandex underneath my jeans, three pairs of socks on.
Don't you have like an electric blanket or like
I do have an electric vest, but
okay,
I didn't.
Vest.
Well, I don't think you can bring out the electric vest when it's in the 30s. You know what I mean? I'm just on the softer side when it comes to cold, and I always have been for whatever reason, something in my blood or whatever. But, I mean, outside of that, it was like just an all-timer, man. And the Broncos won it in a way that I'm not going to say didn't believe was possible. I think not possible is too strong. But if you remember back to last week, I'm like, I think there's ways for the Broncos to win this game. Obviously, they were the favorite to win it, so it's not like unthinkable here. It's in Denver as a favorite. But I didn't think that they could win it in a shootout. I remember saying, I don't believe that the Broncos are going to win like 33-31. I literally like said 33 as an example, and they went out and scored 33.
Well, the reason is because of what the offense has looked like this whole entire year.
Totally.
Right? Consistently inconsistent. Simple as that. So you get into this game in a playoff atmosphere where every play, every snap matters, and you have Bo Nix, Willen, and Dillon making some big plays in some big-time moments. The defense doing their part, special teams doing their part. I mean, it was fun, and it was good to see that the Broncos offense could pull their weight. And on top of that, they were able to do that without a run game.
Unbelievable.
Without a run game, and yet they were still able to put up 33 points.
Psychotic. Just absolutely psychotic. No run game and really no tight end to speak of.
Yeah.
Again.
Shocker, right?
And scoring 33? I mean, goodness gracious. By the way, you remember me, and I've said it so many times, I'm curious if you remember. In playoff losses in Josh Allen's era there in Buffalo, do you remember what the defense gives up a game?
Yeah, like is it 30?
33.
33. Okay, so 33.
And that's exactly what they gave up. That's exactly what they gave up on Saturday.
Lucky number 33.
Just insane. Okay. Something happened with Bo Nix on Saturday night that will last far beyond this season. And I want to talk about what that is coming up next.
The Broncos completed a heroic comeback against the Bills in overtime, but lost Bo Nix on the second-to-last play of the game. With a veteran backup in Jared Stidham, can Sean Payton keep his offense rolling in the AFC Championship? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Let's go!
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to carshield.com. That's carshield.com today.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor. Breathe happy.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
I dared Archwell Health to keep track of my vitals and my grandkids' names.
I dared Archwell Health to simplify my prescriptions, so Max and I have more time to play. Good boy.
And I dared Archwell Health to be closer than my neighborhood coffee shop.
Our members dared us to do more as a primary care provider for adults age 60 and up. So we made it our mission. Visit archwellhealth.com and become a member today. Archwell Health. We dare to care.
Most people don't think about their garage door until it stops working. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. There's never a good time for your garage door to break, whether you're rushing to work or you're trying to get the kids to school. We know how much you rely on your garage door. That's why we offer same-day repairs, because life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Over 90,000 five-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage door is what we do, but making your life easier and your home safer is why we do it. Families trust us because we deliver, and we'd be honored to earn your trust too. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
Who wants the lowest rate for life?
I do.
I do. Everyone does, but it's only U.S. Mortgages. Lock in a low rate today, and if rates fall in the future, we will redo your loan and lower your rate without any lender fees, including the appraisal. There's no limit to the number of times you can do this. Always have the lowest rate for life. Get our 475 5-year fixed rate, 5.89 APR. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well,
I'll take this one.
what? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
Need a plumber? Euro Plumbing has the lowest prices in town. Rock bottom prices on whole house repipes, sewer line repairs, even water heaters. 720-500-3000.
This segment on 104.3 The Fans brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Broncos get it done on the Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. Final score 33-30 in the first Broncos overtime playoff game since Tim Tebow to Demaryius Thomas.
Man.
And I think that something happened on Saturday night.
Well, there's a lot that happened Saturday night.
A lot did happen on Saturday night.
A lot.
I think something incredibly meaningful happened on Saturday that will last far beyond this season, regardless of how it ends.
What's on your mind?
I think Bo Nix took control of this franchise.
Ooh. Please, elaborate. Explain. Why?
Bo Nix, we've agreed that Bo Nix is a franchise quarterback, right?
Yeah. Took you some time, but you got on board.
there's a difference, I think, with being a franchise quarterback and taking control of the franchise. I think those are two different things.
All right.
There was a certain point in I'll just use Josh Allen as an example because this is who they played. It was like in year number 3 when Josh Allen took control of the franchise.
Like this is my team. This is my time.
Yes.
Like, I'm the man.
At a certain point in time, Peyton Manning took control of the Colts franchise. And I think on Saturday night, we watched Bo Nix transition from first-round draft pick, franchise quarterback, in the playoffs back-to-back years, to taking control of everything. This is his organization now. And your heart has to break for him with what's going on with his ankle.
Yeah.
And we'll get into it. But what happened on Saturday afternoon at Mile High will last a lot longer than the stitches in his ankle.
What happened Saturday showed us that we have an opportunity for years to come to win multiple Super Bowls because of that man, Sean Payton, George Payton, and, of course, the ownership group.
Totally.
But we're talking about Bo, and it's his presence. We talk about the tangibles, the intangibles. He has it all. When he goes out there, he suits up. Everybody believes they can win. Why? Because he shows it game in and game out. Fourth quarter, he's ready to play his best football in the fourth quarter. And everybody knows they can rally around him because he's ready to do it. He takes control of the huddle. We've talked about what he has done in that building when he doesn't like something, or if Sean kind of gets out of line with another player and he doesn't like it. Bo Nix, I've been told that Bo Nix will step in the way and make sure that his teammate is taken care of and go blow for blow against Sean Payton if he has to. That's a guy that has confidence not just in Sean and trusting and respecting Sean, but also confidence that he can do it, that this franchise is in good hands as long as Bo Nix can continue to do what he's doing but stay healthy. And it was just it was devastating to hear that news of what happened to him after that performance, the best performance of his career.
Yeah, and man, I wish I had a video of myself driving home from Mile High on Saturday because, you know, I told you last week, I'm like, this is basically a win-win for me. Like, whoever wins this game moving forward, like, it's best for this show, for the Denver Broncos to win in this town and all that, and we could go to it, be sent to a Super Bowl. Like, that could happen to us, and
one game away.
You know, so I'm you know, while I have my loyalty to the Bills, like, I'm thinking like this as well. So I'm on the way home, and I'm listening to Mike Rice in the postgame show. And at a certain point, the news gets delivered that Bo Nix is done for the year.
Yeah.
And my mouth, and I didn't even realize it was until it stayed that way for like 15 seconds. It was just open, like hanging open, like, no way. The ultimate, like, buzzkill, I guess you could say. But I'll tell you this, man. I'll tell you this. You know, in saying Bo Nix took control of this franchise on Saturday. This is Sean Payton's team. It is.
He built this. He built the culture like this.
He did. But this is like 51% Bo's team now, and Sean Payton is 49%. If Sean said, follow me, I'm going this way, and Bo Nix said, do not do it, follow me, I think he might have 51% of that locker room following him.
Ooh.
And you can't earn that kind of, and obviously I'm making up this fictitious, irrelevant situation, but like, you can't say that, the follow me thing, unless you have come out the other end of an all-time battle with the scars and the blood dripping, and you said, I told you we could do it. And you did it because of me. You didn't do it with me. You did it because of my play.
And that's what everybody has been waiting for. Can you win with Bo? Of course. Sean Payton has done it multiple times. But can you win because of Bo Nix? The reason why the Denver Broncos won, other than the defense, was Bo Nix. The identity of the offense, yet again this year, after J.K. Dobbins,
it's Bo.
Is Bo Nix. Whether it's on the ground running for 29 yards or through the air for 279 yards, 3 touchdowns, and took 0 sacks. I mean, come on, are you kidding me? And you're right. It's 51% Bo Nix, 49% Sean. Because
you co-sign that.
I do, because now you're in the fire. I don't want to say war. I don't want to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
You're in the trenches with those guys.
Yep.
You know how it feels. You're getting banged up. You're battling. All right, you guys have to trust each other. Sean's on the sideline. He can only do so much.
That's right.
Coaching can only go so far. What do I always say? Players make plays. Players win games. You have to be able to look to the left and right of you, trust the guy next to you, and then you guys go to work.
Yep.
And that's exactly what Bo Nix does every single Sunday, Monday, and the Thursday night games when it presents itself.
Well, I'll say this, man. And I've said this to you in the years that we've done the show together. It's our third football season together. And it really has. And that first year was moving kind of slow.
I feel you. Gray hair, balding a little bit. Put you through the ringer.
No, but Phil, you've heard me say this, man. I said the best teams are player-led.
Multiple times.
Because of what you just said. When you're the coach, you can be a mastermind, but you can only bring it to a certain degree. The players have to be the ones. And the true leaders, the best leaders oftentimes are also the best players.
Yeah.
And so
lead by example.
That's right. And so, this sucks what's going on with Bo right now. It's awful. It's awful.
I can't imagine how he feels right now. I mean, he's done all this work. He can't enjoy the fruit of his labor, of what he has done here, has helped this team get to 15-3 right now, right? Is that the record? Because it was 14-3.
Yeah, I guess so. If you wanted to continue the record, yeah.
Get to this point where you're one game away from the Super Bowl, and one of the biggest reasons is because of you, but yet you don't get to see it through. It's like I helped everybody get there, but I don't get to enjoy it.
Right.
It's crazy.
This may be the only time in his career where the Broncos are the 1 seed. Now, am I predicting that? Of course not. But to think that it's some birthright moving forward is naive. There's teams in the AFC that are coming, and so it's just one of these things where it's just the sting of not seeing that guy see it through is a rough pill to swallow.
Sports, man, you love it, but you also hate it, man. And injuries, they suck, but then somebody else can emerge out of it, and it can help them grow. It can help them pay the way for themselves and take care of their family. And I'm talking about Jarrett Stidham. This is his time. Sparky, it's your time, man.
Crazy. Just a crazy sequence. And the fact that there wasn't anything dramatic that happened. It wasn't like we saw the ankle turn, we were watching the Nuggets Mavs last week. You see Cooper Flagg's, side of his ankle touch the court. I mean, it's makes your knees weak. We didn't have a moment like that. It was like, wait, what?
That's how tough he is.
He is. That dude is a warrior.
Are you talking about Josh Allen or are you talking about Bo?
They're both. Now, Josh is a warrior, too. He's just a warrior who couldn't take care of the ball on Saturday.
He has
both of those
issues.
But
they're tough.
But Bo, he is tough. He is tough.
Once he heard that pop, because exactly what he probably heard something pop, and he knew right there, something isn't right, but let's finish this game off, and then we'll go from there.
All right, what did we make of the Broncos' alleged strength on Saturday against the Buffalo Bills? We'll talk about the defense next.
Bo Nix fractured his ankle in the win over the Bills and will miss the remainder of the postseason. Can Jarrett Stidham take the reins and help lead the Broncos back to the Super Bowl? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? When you're dealing with joint pain, you don't want guesswork. You want a real plan. And that's why I send people to RegenerX in Denver. Their professionalism is on another level. The moment you walk in, they break everything down for you. Maybe it's the Wharton's jelly to support the joints, or maybe it's the shockwave therapy to wake the blood flow back up. Whatever your situation is, they're gonna sit you down and map it out step by step with you, make you feel comfortable. And they don't just treat you once and disappear. RegenerX even built a 6-month booster to help keep you feeling strong. That's how you know they're serious about long-term performance. But here's the part that everybody loves the most. Their consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's free, no risk, no commitment, just a real answer. If you're dealing with degenerative joints or pain that's slowing you down, this is your chance to see if the treatments they have for you is the right move. Look, if the joint pain is stealing your explosiveness, your confidence, or your ability to keep up with your kids, stop pushing through it. Your quality of life matters. You matter. So call Regenerex today at 303-630-9770 for your free consultation and invest in your future self. And please let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Every Christmas, you watch a classic movie. The one with Jimmy Stewart as caring banker George Bailey, and the one with the other kind of banker, Henry Potter. You watch It's a Wonderful Life because you are searching for someone who cares about you, a man like Jimmy Stewart's George Bailey. But you wonder, is the notion of a caring banker a fantasy? This is Glenn Jamrod. I'm president of the Alpine Bank family, member FDIC. Alpine Bank believes in one guiding principle, caring. We believe that if we put our customers and communities first, then everything we all hope for has the chance to come true. The most valuable thing one person can give another is caring. When you care, everything else just follows. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
Hey, what's up? It's Zach here. And if you're looking for your new go-to spot in Centennial, the Basketball Social House is it. Award-winning food and drinks, an incredible weekend brunch, and a brand new sports bar entertainment space where you can catch every Colorado game. Even if you're not playing, it's a great hang. But if you are, their private basketball suites are unreal. Full court, lounge, music, TVs, the whole setup. And because you're hearing this from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental. Just use code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, you're going to love this place.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you just took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly thanks to reliable nationwide 5G. They're totally jealous. Get iPhone 16e for $49.99 when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line on the Supreme Unlimited plan. First service charge and tax due at sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
Still haven't filed your taxes? You're not alone, but the longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties, interest, letters, none of it goes away on its own. At Advanced Tax Solutions, resolving IRS problems is all they do. Whether you're a year behind or 10, their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, stop the stress, and help you get back on track. Don't let another day slip by. A quick call could mean a quick resolution. Contact my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions today and take control of your tax situation before the IRS does.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
What did we make of the Broncos' alleged strength on Saturday against the Buffalo Bills, which is supposed to be this defense, but my goodness, 449 yards of offense produced by the Buffalo Bills. They ran for nearly 200 yards. They had 28 first downs.
I mean, they could have still been running today. They could have ran for 1,000 yards in one game.
Yeah.
You know, the Denver defense could not stop a nosebleed when it came to stopping the run.
Yeah. What did you make of the defensive performance?
I was a little floored. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I thought going into this game that, one, the defense was gonna be aggressive, which they were.
They were.
But also, we all know We all know, and they knew, that they were going to have to stop the run. James Cook, the leading rusher in the NFL. Okay, we brought up the big offensive line, Zach, and people laughed at us. People didn't want to give it a chance and understand, like, that does matter. Weight matters when you're 200 plus heavier than the guys you're going up against.
Yeah, let's just reset that if you want to talk about that real quick. So last Wednesday we had a conversation because I wanted to bring up the dynamic that was incredibly obvious a year ago in the same matchup, and it was the same human beings going head to head year over year, and the fact that there was 229-pound difference between the Broncos defensive front and the Buffalo Bills offensive line. And I thought it was relevant because of what happened a year ago. And yeah, I heard the guys in the morning say it was irrelevant and didn't matter at all. I think I didn't hear him, but our buddy Drew said our guy Cecil Lammy kind of laughed at us. It
matters.
Not only was it relevant to bring up, it was relevant once again. They pushed the Broncos defensive front around to the point where Tony Romo, how about this? Romo on the call, because I went and rewatched the game, goes, hey, there was one thing I was a little bit worried about in this dynamic is how big Buffalo is up front against a more slight and speed-oriented defensive line. And they went and, ran it down their throat. But, I brought it up not to say that you're going to get it ran down your throat. It's to say you need to have something to counteract
this. You have to have a game plan.
And I use the example of the Spanish Armada, the fleet of ships in the 1500 that was, unbeaten, and they were massive. You could see them coming from half an ocean away, and they just mauled people. But the way that they got beat was the English Navy went smaller and speedier and used that speed and defeated the Spanish Armada and changed the course of European history. And we did see the speed of Bonito. Now it didn't change the run dynamic because that was ugly, but they ultimately did use that speed to create some turnovers, which negated
the run. Yeah, no, and that's what it comes down to. It's a 60-minute football game. These games last a long time. Can you weather the storm? Can you outlast your opponent and find ways to help you get a turnover, find ways to switch the momentum around? And the Denver Broncos were able to do that. But at the beginning, from the jump, the Bills ran the first play to James Cook for 24 yards. And right there I knew, okay, this is going to be a long day if they can't tighten up. And usually it's not about Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper because they weren't just going off tackle. They were going at Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers. They were going at Malcolm Roach. And so you have these big offensive linemen that are teeing off on you. They're doubling you up and getting to the second line of defense. Like, it's hard to do that and stop. This is where I was like, okay, are you going to have to add a guy in the box to help out? But then when you add a guy in the box, then you have Josh Allen that has one-on-one opportunities, and plus he can still run the ball. So it sucked to sit there and see the defense just give up run after run after run. But they bent, just like VJ's defense usually does, but they didn't break. And they were finding ways to knock the ball out. They were finding ways to get turnovers, which helped us win that game.
Dude, the Nick Bonito strip sack to start the second half. Holy mother of God. That place, people were still getting settled from halftime. I mean, it was like, what was it, like the second play?
Yeah, it was the second play.
Yeah, that place lost its mind when that happened. And it was just, you talk about an insane environment and fever pitch. Like, you couldn't hear yourself think. And that was just a monster play. Obviously, the Jaquan McMillan, controversial, I'll put it in air quotes, controversial, interception was obviously not only well, do you think that was the biggest play of the game?
It was the biggest play. I mean, because if you don't get that and Brandon Cooks comes down with the ball, the Bills win. Let's face it, the Bills win. They're in field goal range. You got Josh Allen. They're winning that game. But Jaquan McMillan comes up with the ball, momentum, swings, and now you have an opportunity. You have Bo Nix that dumps it down to R.J. Harvey, who hasn't done anything in that game, but that play, right?
That 24-yard catch and run. 2 Buffalo Bills missed a tackle on that play. That was
the moments.
That was a top 10 most important play of the game.
There you go. It's all about the moments sometimes. It's about staying within yourself, knowing that, hey, if I get an opportunity, I got to take advantage of it. RJ does. You move down the field. Bo Nix feeling good about himself at home. Been there, done it before, saying I'm comfortable being uncomfortable, and then you find a way to hit Marvin Mims for a touchdown. It's all because of Jaquan McMillan's interceptions.
Well, that was that goes into like Broncos lore.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so memorable. And from a guy that, again, you know, I didn't think J-Mac was going to be a starting player for the Denver Broncos. We had a bet. Yeah. I had to buy a Shedeur Sanders perfect timing shirt that we now use with rags around the house.
Toilet paper? You need it?
But I lost that bet because I was convinced that the first-round pick, Jahdae Barron, was going to be the starter.
Shame on you for not listening to me. I'm Guru over here. Guru Phil. Come on, Z.
Guru Phil. File that under things that have never been said. Right next to Grillmaster Phil.
Hey, that too. By the way, my grill almost caught on fire yesterday.
Is that right?
In the cold, I was trying we're meal prepping, and I was trying to get some chicken breast going, and for some reason, it just caught on fire.
So that's who you are. That's who you are. No, that's who you are. Literally.
I'm trying to my daughters, my kids. There's like the smoke going all over the place, and yeah, man.
Was it built up stuff?
Built up stuff. I want to say, yeah. And it was cold yesterday, and I started grilling around 5. Probably shouldn't have done that. Shame on me.
I literally my Traeger. I disassemble it once a year and vacuum everything out from there. Just a word of advice, not just for you, but anyone out there, because that can start a fire. Yeah, the J-Mac play was insane. The Nick Bonito just
Torpedo Bonito.
Goodness,
man.
This guy.
This is why you pay him the big bucks, right? It's not always about the sacks, but when it matters the most, you got to get the sacks, you got to get the fumbles. Something that Sean has been pushing the defense to do: get more turnovers. Well, guess what, Sean? Well, guess what? How you like those apples? Nick Bonito with the forced fumbles. Are you kidding me? That changed that momentum.
Nuts.
You had Josh Allen running for his life, scared, nightmares about Nick Bonito.
Hey, how about Alex Singleton?
Oh, that hit.
A player who literally got cancer surgery during the year has been, criticized by members of this fan base, folks who work here at the station and on our website. That forced fumble from James Cook, who usually does a pretty good job taking care of the football, getting that ball out, Hufanga jumping on it. There's
or that hit from Hufanga.
Oh my gosh.
That was that play. That was the set the tone play that you were looking for. Like he said, hey, should the defense get a penalty at the beginning?
Yes.
To try to set that tone. Well, Hufanga set that damn tone.
And there was no penalty. You're talking about the hit on Dawson Knox, right? He lifted that man off the ground.
He knocked him out.
Holy
Mr. Goodness. Knox, you got knocked.
All right, the Broncos pulled off an all-time great win in overtime. But now what? That's next.
Just as they did in 2015, the Broncos and Patriots will go head-to-head with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line. After an emotional victory over Buffalo, can Sean Payton rally his team around Jared Stidham for a little more mile-high magic? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
With Progressive Snapshot, you could save on auto insurance rates by driving safely, which is nice because you can just keep doing you. So keep on using that broken phone charger because it occasionally works. Keep quoting something you heard on a podcast as your own. Keep ignoring your sister's texts while you drive and after. And when baggage claim says, have a great trip, keep on saying, you too. And keep driving safely. And you could save with Snapshot from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You'd love new windows, but don't want to pay a fortune for them. I get it. Well, January is a great time of year thanks to Window Nation. Right now, they're more affordable during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows Free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. And ask how you could get a pair of Icon Pass 2-day sessions. If you're feeling cold drafts, have trouble getting your windows open or closed, or paying a lot for your heat, it's time for new windows. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Visit windownation.com now.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. Hey, I got a real cool story I wanted to share with you. Many years ago, my lovely wife Kimberly wrote down a prayer that said, God, make me a lighthouse so I can be a light to others when they're in a dark place. She filed that card away both in her heart and her prayer box. And then about 3 years ago, I asked my wife to leave her job in corporate America and come help me open up 303 Law 4040. And she absolutely loves it. She really feels like helping other people when they are hurting and don't know what to do is her calling. So here's the really cool part. A few weeks ago, a client came in to pick up a check and said to Kim, I really want to thank you. You were a lighthouse to me when I was in a dark place. It gave me chills when Kim told me that. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is our honor to help you in your time of need. Call us anytime at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. That's 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
You're listening to Sports Talk Radio at work. So is your competition. So are your customers. Denver sports fans don't half listen. They argue. They text in. They remember stats from 1998. They remember who sponsors their obsession. Audio, video, or online. We've got every angle covered. DenverSports.com. Make your move.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Man, oh man, first hour was an absolute blur as we're reacting to the Denver Broncos 33-30 overtime win in the divisional round. And, man, there's a lot of layers to this. There's a lot of layers to this.
What does Shrek say? Onions have layers. Have you watched Shrek?
Have I watched Shrek?
That donkey. Onions have layers.
Yeah, dude. Shrek is an elite movie and an elite series.
Yes.
Truly.
Yes.
The entertainment value of that football game, that was one of the great football games I've ever watched. Do you agree?
Oh, hands down. Hands down. Like being here from Denver, watching a bunch of really good games, Tim Tebow's to Demaryius Thomas, the dramatic ending to that game. It's like, wow, like it can't get better than that. But then, and I still think the Tim Tebow Demaryius Thomas still is on top just because of the dynamic of that game and what happened in overtime. One chance and you knock it out of the ballpark. But in this game here, the back and forth, finding ways to stay in the game, and then looking up, having the advantage of 5 turnovers from the Buffalo Bills, and yet Josh Allen has a chance to go down and win it. It's like, what are we doing? How does this happen? And then getting the interception from Jaquan McMillan and Bo Nix having his moment, his chance. And it wasn't just setting up for the game-winning field goal. It was, I have to go down there and score to tie the game up. And that's exactly what Bo Nix did.
It just incredible. Just incredible. And, you can't let your passion or love for something cloud your judgment to the degree where you believe that controversial interception call was the reason that the Broncos won the game or that the Bills lost the game. I've seen a lot of that today, with the Bills fan base. And guess what? It's not unique to Buffalo in any way, shape, or form, because I think if that happened to most of the teams around the league,
they're going to do the same thing. They're going to cry about it. They're going to say they were cheating.
Look at the screenshot. Yes. Look at and it's just, it's sports, right? But you cannot hang a loss on that play when you have 5 turnovers. 5. You can't do that. You cannot do that.
What was the stat with Josh Allen before the game when it comes to the turnovers?
Yeah, he hadn't thrown a pick since 2022. Hadn't had a fumble since 2022. I think I heard Jim Nantz on the broadcast say it was the current longest streak in the NFL for a quarterback playing turnover free. He did get to the 200 attempts in the game without having a turnover, just the 5th time in NFL history that a quarterback had thrown 200 playoff passes without a turnover. So he hadn't looked that way in years, but some of those mistakes that he made, particularly, and I think it is one of the 5 most important plays of the game, if not one of the 3 most important plays of the game, when Sean McDermott, because it's not just on Josh Allen, when Sean McDermott chose to be aggressive with 16 seconds left. That's a choice as a coach.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you're in that moment and you have 16 seconds and you're tasked with being aggressive, what are you going to do with your play? You're going to be aggressive. But he was over-aggressive, did not have the ball security, and when he fumbled and the Broncos jumped on it and scored, it was 10 points in 22 seconds and made it a 2-possession game. That was just so massive. It was 3 free points in a game that you won by 3. Well, so you can't overstate how important that was.
You can't, but I'm not going to put it on Sean McDermott. But here's why. Because you have Josh Allen, and you know what Josh can do.
That's fair.
If Josh has an opportunity, we've seen it throughout the game. The man was moving. Banged up or not, he looked like a running back at times. If you give him some space, he will make you pay. And then, of course, if there's a guy open downfield or one-on-one and he makes that play, they're setting up for a field goal. For Josh, it's like, dude, you got to be uber aware of what's going on. You have to understand that you have Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper that are after your ass. And you can't just have the ball hanging out there. But that's something that Josh Allen has done throughout the year. And Nick Bonito brought it up.
He did.
Josh likes to run. Josh is going to have the ball hanging out because he wants to throw or run. So it came at the right time, a perfect time for Nick Bonito to be able to knock it out. Devon Key coming into the game as a extra secondary cornerback, who, by the way, all pro special teamer.
Yeah, all
pro. Come on, that man made him a little bit of money there too.
Good for him.
Recovers the ball, and you get a cheap field goal that you're in a playoff game, and it matters, and everything matters, and it ends up being 33-30. You needed a field goal.
Dude, I got to be honest. When they went into half, up 2 possessions, I'm like, I think this could get out of hand. I actually thought that. And then the next thing I know, 1 hour later, Buffalo has a lead with the ball.
Yeah.
When they're up 24-23. And at that point, I will admit, I did think the Bills were going to win that game. When they got the ball back with the lead after coming back in the way that they did.
The momentum.
Truly. And obviously, it didn't end up that way. But did you at any point, and I ask you this a lot of these Mondays we come in here, did you at any point think that Buffalo was going to win?
Yeah, when Josh Allen had the ball again and they were moving down the field, and I want to say they had to settle for the field goal because Josh Allen missed an open tight end that could have been a touchdown. And I think that would have changed the game right there. They had the momentum, and now you had to settle for the field goal, which gives Denver that opportunity. But I had a little doubt there. Anytime that Josh Allen has the ball at the end of the game with some momentum built up, or you look up and they're close within 6 or 7 points, you're like, there's 5 turnovers, but the Bills still have a chance to win. Like something isn't mathing here. I'm not a great math guy, but this isn't mathing.
The math wasn't mathing. I mean, think about that. And it just goes to show you, how potent that offense can be, that they had 5 turnovers and still got the 30.
Zach, you talk about the offense for the Buffalo Bills. It's the timely plays that I was at all with. The hook and ladder to the running back.
Oh, God almighty, yeah.
Okay, the screen at the perfect time where Josh Allen says, hey, check, tells his running back, hey, run a screen route right here because they're blitzing. Like, things like that is great offensive coordinator play. The mind of like, hey, we're going to dissect this defense, whether you're running the ball or passing it, and they almost beat us because of it.
Incredible. It was the one scenario that I didn't see coming. The Broncos winning in a shootout. That offense winning in a shootout. And, we want to know it because no one else will do it for us. I'm going to give ourselves a baby pat on the back, okay? And here's why. When we were doing our full game preview on Friday, we said, who's the X factor in the game? And I said, I'm going to ask you first, but I'm going to write down my initials here. And we both had Marvin Mims. And Marvin Mims had the game of the year. 8 catches for 93 yards plus a touchdown, and that does not count the pass interference that he drew. And so you look at Marvin Mims' value to the Denver Broncos on Saturday afternoon at Mile High. You cannot overstate how important that young man was.
And we got lucky. We got lucky because Mims got hit that first play. You remember that kickoff.
I did.
The kick return.
Yep.
I'm like, damn, he's already out. Then you look at Pat Bryant goes down. Troy Franklin, out of nowhere, goes down. And Marvin Mims, banged up and beat up, had to go out there and make some crucial third down plays, some crucial deep ball plays, and was the deciding factor of the reason why we won the game and was able to move the ball. Who would have thought Marvin Mims, the Mimpster, would be the X factor? We did.
Well, you've been calling him the baby Joker?
The baby Joker.
Man, it was on display. He is, it just was so timely for Mims to play that way. And then, I know I mentioned it in passing, but his defensive pass interference call that he drew on Tre'Davious White in the closing seconds that set up the game-winning field goal, one, again, like the fact that there's any controversy around that defensive pass interference, stop.
Yeah.
Just stop.
He wrapped him up before the ball
tackled
touched.
him.
Yeah, man,
he tackled him. The ball wasn't even in the frame of the TV when I watched it. When I watched the game back.
Tre'Davious White, I thought he was going to punch the ref.
The fact that he's even still playing corner for the Bills. I mean, he is up there, and he was drafted by that team, I think, in 2017, I want to say. But anyway, Mims was huge. Mims was absolutely huge. Now, I will say I did not think the first pass interference on Sutton, I did not think that was an authentic pass interference.
I agree with you. That was a bad call. But I will say this, the Joey Bosa, doing what Joey Bosa does best, because I played against Joey Bosa for many years. And in the scouting reports, he's a hothead, right?
Yep.
He's a case head. And the thing about people like that is you don't know what you're going to get out of them. And Joey Bosa hitting Bo Nix after the ball was thrown, that was stupid on his part. And that was a penalty. So even if you didn't have Cortland Sutton,
that's right.
Joey Bosa doing what he did hurt the Bills.
It hurt them in a meaningful way. There's no doubt about it. And also, though, there was a holding call in the end zone, that didn't get called. Yeah. Spencer Brown, after the game, did you see this?
I saw it.
He said, I was holding all game. He goes, they were letting us play. They said they were letting the boys play, is what he said. And then at the end, but really, again, at the end of the day, you cannot point to officiating as a reason that you lost in a game where you have 5 turnovers. Yeah. It doesn't work like that.
5 turnovers. Now, I will say, Z, Broncos country is going to be mad. But if you're the referees, you've been letting them play all day, right? Physical game. You at times don't change up, though. I do say, don't change up, because there was a call to Riley Moss. You could have definitely called. That was a hold, guys. That was.
Yeah.
We would have lost the game.
Down the right sideline.
Down the right side.
And that was one where Romo on the call, on the rewatch was like, yeah, I thought that might have been holding on Riley.
So I mean, and then the ticky-tack one to Cortland the first time, like that's where it's like, yo, just let him play. Just let him play. You've been doing a great job.
Yeah, it's like changing the strike zone in the ninth inning.
Exactly.
It's like, wait a second. But again, at the end of the day, the Broncos just out-executed the Buffalo Bills. And Bo Nix, I said to you earlier, I think on Saturday night, Bo Nix took over the reins of this franchise. And I know he's not going to be able to play, but I think what he did on Saturday night will reverberate long after the stitches are taken out or have fallen out and he's healed up. This is his organization now. And he played phenomenal. I really did. His pass to Marvin Mims.
Beautiful.
I mean,
beautiful.
It would look like a video game. And from my vantage point where I was sitting in section 127, just watching that ball looks like it was falling out of the sky and just dropped into a bucket. Just elite.
The Bo overthrows at the beginning of the year, and then Boverthrows, and everybody was clowning on him, and he just needed to get in some rhythm, get some confidence, gain that confidence back, and he sure did Saturday night when it mattered the most, hitting Marvin Mims for that touchdown to tie the game up, or was it to take the lead? I think it was to tie the game up.
I think it was to tie the game up. I think.
And there's something that as a player you look at and you say, I appreciate you doing that for me, Bo, and that's from little Jordan Humphrey. Little Jordan Humphrey, right? A perfect drive for Sean Payton and Bo Nix at the beginning of the game. Little Jordan Humphrey had an easy touchdown. Literally, if you just look the ball in, okay, you have a touchdown. And everybody's upset. Cut little Jordan Humphrey. That's going to be the reason why we lose the game. Like, everybody just, like, calm down. I understand it could be, but there's a lot of football left. And for Bo Nix to go back to him later on for that touchdown, saying, hey, you're still my guy.
Yeah.
I still trust you when it matters the most. That's a leader right there. That's a guy saying, go out there and get it. Make your money because I'm going to make sure that I get you involved in this game plan. And he sure did. And Lil Jordan Humphrey said, hey, I'm taking advantage of this second opportunity you give me. And that's when you go to your quarterback, you say, thank you, man. I appreciate you believing in me. Bo, believing in me.
Here is Sean Payton talking about Bo Nix initially after the game.
Big drives, not always easy. Once we hit midfield, penalty, now we know we're getting 0 on every play. I wasn't comfortable with where we were kicking that field goal from at all. And so we usually keep a list of 6-8 passes that are 0 beaters, max protection, stutter, spears, and he puts it up there for Mims. Yeah, he was fantastic when we needed him. He made some plays with his feet. Both teams were nicked up. They were nicked up coming in. We got nicked up quick. Pat's out, and then pretty soon Troy Franklin's out, and then you're down to 3 receivers. We took Mims off kick return after that happened. Then these are the 3 if you're going to be in, 11 personnel. We got into some base. We had a lot more tempo in this plan, especially in the early part of the game. Out of different groupings. We had a few NASCAR packages. I thought we ran it well in the first half, and then we ran into a lot more run pressures in the second half.
All right, so he covered a lot of ground there. Nix was obviously great when he needed to be. He referenced using his legs. If you look at the raw numbers on like the box score, it can be deceiving because it says 12 carries for 29 yards. That's only 2.4 yards per carry. He did not have a rush longer than 11 yards, but I do not believe that captures the impacts of the dual threat he was on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, there was multiple times where it's third down, you have to have it, and Sean has a great play design, a read option where it's like you can hand the ball off to the running back, you can keep it, now you move the chains. All right, Bo Nix is a threat on the ground, so now what does the defense have to do? They have to respect Bo. They may have to bring a guy in the box, and now Bo's going to have those opportunities on the outside. So Bo brought something to the plate where Buffalo was going to have to decide, what do I do? Do I stay back and I guard these receivers, or do I respect Bo Nix's legs because he's a very athletic quarterback, one of the most athletic quarterbacks in the league? I mean, you can say Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, but you got to put Bo Nix in there as well.
Totally.
I don't know where he ranks, but he's up in there. He ran when it mattered the most. Now, I did not like the play he got hurt on. It was the rollout, the one with the Bills did with Josh Allen. Mm-hmm. Josh is used to doing that. You roll out with him, and I understand that you're not thinking like, oh, this is going to hurt Bo Nix, but it's something that he's not used to doing. I would have loved him just to hand the ball off or a read option again instead of just trying to get to the outside where he can kind of get downhill And maybe he stays healthy that way. I'm speculating with that.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Right?
I know it's tough because
you always say, well,
it's just after the fact.
Yeah, as a player, you go back and you watch film. And you said, "Damn, if I didn't get that handoff, I wouldn't have got hurt. Or if I would have made this cut right here instead of this cut, I don't blow my knee out." So it's part of the football game. It sucks, but it's a part of the game.
Well, we are an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 16, 17 minutes into the show, and we have not said the name Frank Crum yet.
Mr. Crum.
Crummy. Dude, first of all, Broncos country had been having fun with, and I forget if they were doing it with Frank Crum. Maybe you guys behind the glass might remember when an offensive line was reporting themselves as eligible, the crowd was like popping during the year, but I don't think it was with Frank Crum, or maybe it was. You know who it was? Alex Palczewski.
It was Pal.
Yeah, Paucho. So like when he would declare eligible, like the crowd was like having fun with it, like maybe we can get him involved here. And I think the loudest pop that happened on Saturday night from the hometown crowd, it was not the game-winning field goal. That was pretty anticlimactic, just to be honest with you, because of the pass interferences, and it just made it a layup. So that wasn't even in the top five, the actual game-winning field goal. The strip sack from Benito to start the second half, I think, is number one. Okay, because here, and I have to say this too, being in the crowd, like on J-Mac's interception, there was confusion. It wasn't just a euphoria when Singleton pops the ball out from Cook in that first quarter.
It takes some time.
You don't know where the ball is, who has it.
Exactly.
On the Benito strip sack, it's abundantly obvious that something incredible just happened for the Denver Broncos, right? So I think that was the number one loudest moment, along with the Mims touchdown.
What about the P.J. Locke interception?
The huge, massive. Okay. That's in the top five for sure. But the Frank Crum touchdown, man. And you saw, Sean Payton after the game called it a Rudy play because everyone on the team is going crazy for their teammate. And basically you could just change that, verbiage to like the Broncos crowd was so happy that it was like a big guy touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, but it's the creativeness, right? It's
totally
what we've been asking Sean to do. Trust his team. Be more aggressive. Be more creative. And it came from a guy that was on the staff last year that decided that he wanted to like tag along.
Yes, Johnny Morton.
And it's like they did it. Obviously, Sean said it. The Lions did it against the Bills and had success. And guess who that lineman who was catching touchdown passes for the Lions that had that success was Dan Skipper. He's an offensive lineman that came from Colorado. A lot of people know his name.
Oh, interesting.
Right? Big Dan Skipper, yeah.
I did not put that together.
Roston Valley,
Oh, shout out.
Yeah, so, and he was making a bunch of plays and it had a touchdown against the Bills. And so, Johnny Morton comes here, implements that play for old Frank Crum, touchdown.
And this is where, I talk about the Hermione bag. The Hermione bag from Harry Potter, where she's got this spell where she can extend her purse as long as she needs to fit whatever she needs to in it, right? And it looks like a little pocket purse, but she can reach all the way in there. It's like, here's 3 coats for everyone. Now we can be warm in this, whatever. And that's Sean sometimes, man. That's Sean. It's like, or it's like Jamal Murray on a basketball court. He's like, you can get so deep into your bag.
It's a beautiful thing, too.
It is.
When everything is firing on all cylinders, things are clicking for you, you have the defense guessing, and you look up, touchdown Crum. And then you have Quinn Miners that decides to lift him up. Crum, like, come on.
Come on.
You gotta love it.
It's the best. That is so cool. It was a great play. Couldn't believe that they pulled it off. Here was Sean Payton talking about what went into that big guy touchdown to Frank Crum.
Johnny Moe, who's just working with us, consulting from Detroit. Detroit ran that play against Buffalo in the regular season last year. And I'm going to be respectful of all the linemen in the world that get to catch a pass. But Frank is extremely athletic. And the tackle, the jumbo for Detroit, would be on the other end. It has nothing to do with his ability, but on the other end of that spectrum. And so when we saw that, we saw it as a short yardage play, but we saw it as a short yardage red zone play. They have a tendency to play more man when you're in jumbo. And so the little short motion bumps who's covering who. That's one of those Rudy plays. Your whole team goes crazy when that happens, And so he's very athletic, and we got, like sometimes you don't get the look you want. We got the exact same look Detroit got. Ours scored just like 3 seconds quicker. Their guy took a while to get in.
This harkens back to our conversation on Thursday, where Sean gave this really vulnerable response about play calling.
Yes.
And he was basically saying, as I get older, I am naturally more conservative, and I have to be. And he gave an example, like I don't, driving in the rain at night, stuff that you used to do when you were younger, you didn't think about, and now you're like, well, I'm thinking of the ramifications if I do this stuff.
So he needs to be the young him.
Yeah, and he was basically like, I have to be quick. Just call it. Just call it.
Don't second guess yourself.
Don't second guess yourself and get conservative. And I think he might have been thinking of a play like that, in the installation, and just seeing it pulled off was pretty damn cool, man. He's blocking on the line of scrimmage for a second, releases into the tight red area, and he's catching a touchdown.
Trust, right? Just to have the trust. Like first it was Garrett Bowles. There was one game where Garrett Bowles could have had a touchdown.
It's true.
All right, so then you draw it up for Crum, right? Nobody's expecting Frank Crum to score a touchdown. Very athletic, and I heard that Frank Crum, hurt his back a little bit, nothing serious, but got banged up a little bit because my man was trying to get low on the defender, and ends up with a touchdown. So big boy over there.
Well, it was that was a special moment during that game. The single biggest play you said was the J-Mac interception, right?
Yes.
What was the second biggest play?
Man, I think you're gonna laugh at me for this one. But you have to find, like, you're in a 60-minute football game and you have these huge plays and they all matter. But there's a guy that's a rookie that had one of the biggest plays of his career as a punter. And that's Jeremy Crawshaw.
Yeah.
A.K.A. what Zach likes to call him Craneshaw.
Craneshaw, because during training camp, the crane would be up there. His ball would literally, go up to the crane.
Overtime, all right? You don't get anything going. You have to punt the ball. In my head, I'm like, the punter has to have a good punt. It cannot go in the end zone. You have to force Josh Allen to move down the field. Crawshaw gets the punt 55 yards, lands at the 7-yard line. That's a great punt for a defense that you believe in. Now the defense can pin their ears back because now Josh is in his own end zone. That means that you could get a safety. Josh knows that. So now in Josh's head, it's like, I have to kind of things have to be a little faster for me. If things aren't there, I'm going to run. You should know that. And so it made it harder for Josh Allen, and he made him have to literally drive down the football field in order to get something going. So, hey, if you don't get something going, and now the Buffalo Bills have to punt the ball, you have good field position now. It's about playing chess, not checkers, and it's a little thing, but it was so important that Crawshaw had that punt that helped the defense kind of get the interception and give Bo Nix another opportunity.
That is a niche.
Yeah.
That is a niche
But
pick.
it matters. It's huge. I guarantee today you have Sean, to his team showing that play, saying this was one of the bigger moments in the game that nobody's going to talk about, but just change the momentum and help the defense know that they have, the leeway to do what they want to do because Josh is going to have to drive down the field.
Yeah, I think Sean Payton after the game said that was the best punt of the year.
There you go.
He said that was the best punt. I think it was 65 yards.
Yes, it might have been something like that. I have to look it up.
I think it was. Don't quote me on that though. Yeah. So just so many, like with a game like that.
Yeah. What are you going with? Like to you, what other than J-Max?
Yeah.
Because there was so many moments.
Man, oh man. I'm just gonna keep it simple, and I'm gonna say Bo Nix's touchdown pass to Marvin Mims. Just so massive. The accuracy. When I think of drop in the bucket type passes, I think of Eli Manning in the Super Bowl, the second Super Bowl, not the David Tyree Super Bowl, but he's got a pass. His heels are in the end zone, and he's got a pass to Mario Manningham down the left side that fell out of the sky right into Mario Manningham's hands, and it was right in front of Bill Belichick. I remember it was right in front of him, right where he was standing, and it's different circumstances and stuff, but that will be up there for me of when I think of just dropping the bucket passes.
Yeah.
The accuracy was just so acute, and my goodness, Bo, I've said it a few times today. I just think that if you're still, and I know there's still people who are on the fence about Bo, and I would just, I can't help you anymore.
See, there's going to be people on the fence about all these quarterbacks. There's people on the fence about Josh Allen and can he win the big one. Like, there's always going to be something out there. But, like, what Bo is doing is amazing. And it's year 2.
Yeah.
The comeback wins in the fourth quarter. The way that he's able to get his team to rally around him and trust him. The way that he carries himself in year 2. The throws that he is making. His athletic ability. Like, he has everything and more to win a bunch of Super Bowls in his career. If things go right for him and he can stay healthy and continue to do what he did this year, the sky is the limits for that man.
Yep. All right, there's something happening within the Broncos that we initially kind of rolled our eyes at, but I think we need to revisit it, and we'll do exactly that coming up next.
The Broncos completed a heroic comeback against the Bills in overtime, but lost Bo Nix on the second-to-last play of the game. With a veteran backup in Jared Stidham, can Sean Payton keep his offense rolling in the AFC Championship? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Everybody loves the season of giving, but now the season of paying for it is upon us. That not-so-wonderful time of the year when millions of Americans open their credit card statements, stare in horror at the balance, and resolve then and there to find new ways to save money. If you're among those Americans, why not start by cutting your wireless bill in half right now with Pure Talk's Saver Plan? It's easy. You'll get unlimited talk, text, and 3 gigs of high-speed data on a super-fast, nationwide 5G network for just $20 a month. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Ho, ho, ho! And if you're active or former military or a first responder, you'll save an additional 20% every single month. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe for the gift that keeps on saving from America's wireless company. Pure Talk.
Hey, Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Hi, I'm Tom Shane. Since 1929, Shane Company has helped millions of customers find their dream engagement ring. I still hand-select every ruby and sapphire center stone, choosing each one for its unique color and life. We're proud to offer the widest selection of beautiful colored gemstones for your engagement ring and fine jewelry. Because a friend wants you to have nothing but the best. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Babe, your arms look amazing. Working out is paying off.
Thanks. I just wish my chest matched. No matter what I do, I'm frustrated with my man boobs.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. More than half of men have gynecomastia. It's gland tissue, not laziness. Same thing is happening to my friend Trisha's husband. He went to Dr. Cameron Dastery at Modern Surgical Arts of Denver.
For real? You get good results?
He got great results. Call him, honey.
Call today. They're offering complimentary consultations for the fan listeners. 303-470-3400 or at modernsurgicalarts.com.
Are you worrying about those upcoming credit card bills after the holidays? If you're a homeowner, there's no better time than now to call American Financing and wipe out that debt. Eliminate the stress and set yourself up for a strong 2026. The Fed dropped rates for the 4th time in December, guys. American Financing can help you access that equity in your home at an interest rate in the low 5s. You heard that right, in the low 5s. That's a much lower rate than the average 20% or more credit card rate. American Financing is saving their customers an average of $800 a month. Guys, that's like a $10,000 raise to start the new year. There are no upfront fees and no obligation to see how much you can save. And they are closing some in as fast as 10 days and even delaying 2 mortgage payments. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334 and MLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Get a double dose of Division I basketball action on Saturday, January 24th at the University of Denver. Tip off the day at 11 a.m. as the DU women host ORU, followed by the men at 2 p.m. versus North Dakota. It will be a Saturday of nonstop action in Hamilton Gym. Join us for Denver basketball. your tickets today online at denverpioneers.com.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. How about a New Year's resolution where the commitment takes just one day and yet the results last a lifetime? Address years of hair loss like I did with Dr. Tanya Pauls and Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment using your own natural hair. Advanced Hair restores your bald spot, receding hairline, or thinning, and they guarantee your new hair will grow for life. Celebrate the new year with a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
A careless driver caused your crash. Medical bills are piling up, and you might not be able to work. Life just got a lot more expensive, and you don't know what to do. At Berg Simpson, your consultation is absolutely free. We'll explain your legal options at no cost to you. Help starts with a phone call to us.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. Guys, ladies, get real about your health in the new year with Synergetics and Low T Center. For a limited time, the men's TRT test is free, and ladies, take $200 off women's hormone tests. Say no to diet trends, questionable online treatments, and deceptive prices from other places. Look for the best. Synergetics and Low T Center are the leading experts. Meet with a real provider, get real medication, and real results. Everyone I know that goes to Synergetics and Low T Center, well, it changes their lives. Walk in, book an appointment online at GetMyHealthFix.com.
Catch Telestrator Tuesday weekly on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, where Stink or Stoke dive into the past weekend's games with a coach's eye, using insights into what went right and wrong on critical plays. Telestrator Tuesdays, powered by Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank.
Hey, the cold weather is here. Stoke here from my friends at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Has another company told you that you need a new furnace? Time to throw in the challenge flag. Rocks Heating and Air offers no obligation, free second opinions. And don't forget about heat pump rebates. They've never been better. Up to $13,500 only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that G.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
Let's come off the top rope with it. 1. All righty. So there's something happening within the Broncos that I shouldn't say we. I'll speak for myself. I sort of initially rolled my eyes at. And that's the idea that Davis Webb is a legitimate candidate to be a head coach. Now, I still don't know how realistic that is, but it sounds like we could be having momentum building towards him getting a second interview with some of these organizations.
I was with you and rolling eyes. That rolled my eyes double times because it's like, okay, Davis Webb, he's young. He's been with Sean for a couple years here, but he's not even the offensive coordinator, the pass game coordinator, but that's about it. And yet, he may end up being the head coach of an organization. It just, to me, it's like, it didn't make sense. Now, if he was an offensive coordinator, his offense was doing a great job, then it makes a lot more sense. And you get a feel for what it is and what it feels like to call plays and be under pressure that way. Now you're sitting here saying he's going to be the head coach telling everybody what to do and also have the pressure to win games, because if you don't win, you know you're out of there. So, yeah, but it's interesting. He has an opportunity for a couple of second interviews, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, and you know who I think this is kind of weird for that I haven't heard anyone mention? Joe Lombardi. Joe Lombardi's like the offensive coordinator, and you get no love. And I'm saying that in jest, okay? I know he does, great stuff behind the scenes. He's got to, right? It's not working for free. But at the same time, he gets no credit because Sean Payton is the play caller, and then you skip over Joe Lombardi, and it's the QB coach who's been a QB coach for like 2 seasons, and he's the one that is getting a second interview. It sounds like he's going to get a second interview with the Raiders.
The rising star, right? It's all about the rising star, the young talent when it comes to offensive play calling in this league. Being with Bo Nix, helping him out, and look what Bo Nix has looked like. Jarrett Stidham's another one. If Jarrett Stidham goes out there and beats, all right, the New England Patriots and looks good doing it, I mean, Davis Webb might end up getting hired because of that.
That is crazy. That is crazy. So we'll see how that all ages. And I said he's getting a second interview with the Raiders. That hasn't been confirmed yet. I shouldn't have said that. But it feels like there's momentum.
There's interest.
Yeah. There's just momentum behind Davis Webb, and an organization may say, you want to know what? We know he's going to be a head coach one day. We'd rather hire him a year early than miss out on him.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it all shakes out for Davis Webb.
1, 2.
Sean McDermott fired. Sean McDermott. Now, dude, I have steadfastly been saying, like, this should be under review. His job status should be under review. I just didn't think the Bills organization had the stomach to do it. And I told you that. And last year when we had Chris Brown on, voice of the Buffalo Bills, I asked him, should Sean McDermott's job status be under review? And he honestly, if I'm just being real, kind of basically treated us like idiots.
Yeah, he was a little rude with it.
He was.
You know, you guys must not know Sean McDermott. We were just asking a question because, hey, this is about winning, right? You're only as good as your last game, but you have to be able to win in those games. If you're not winning, it's a performance-based business. So if you're not winning the big one when you have an elite quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the game, you're going to probably lose your job, you would think.
You would
for
think.
the Buffalo Bills, like they held on as long as possible. And I wonder if it was more than just the people up front. I wonder if it was Josh as well saying, hey, look, I can't do this. The people around me, I continue to do great things, but we can't get to the top if I don't have the help that I need defensively, if I don't have a number one receiver, all right? Like I need more help, role players around me that are good enough to do it, good enough to win, or guess what? If you don't want to do that, I'm out the door.
This is the point totals that Sean McDermott's defense has given up in 6 consecutive playoff losses, okay? 33, 32, 27, 27, 42, and 38. I've been saying it.
He's a defensive-minded coach.
Yes.
That's the thing.
And have I've been saying it to you, almost like beating you over the head with it, like, dude, 33 points a game in these playoff losses. You get to 30 points even on Saturday and still lose. They didn't punt, Phil. Now they gave it to the other team a couple times.
5 turnovers.
But this has sort of been the dynamic. I just did not think that organization, which has been historically, I'm not going to say inept, but they're not a good organization. You've heard me say this plenty.
For sure.
I just did not think they had it in them. Going into the new stadium, I did not think that they wanted to rock the boat. But here's the thing, and I have to say this. This speaks to the organizational ineptitude. Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott have been tied at the hip, and you fire one guy and literally promoted Brandon Beane this morning.
Make that make sense. Both of them have to hit the road. Hit the road, Jack, because you are sitting there neck and neck with each other all the time. You are the reason why each other are there, and yet one gets to stay and one leaves. Josh had something to do with this. Blame Josh Allen.
He may have, and I would not blame him if he did. Honestly, I would not blame him if he did.
Too many tears. I'm tired of crying.
He's 2 years away from being in Los Angeles with Sean McVay and his Hollywood girlfriend. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
I said girlfriend. It's his wife. Okay. The Broncos and Bills weren't the only just incredible game this weekend. What about Caleb Williams? Oh, my gosh. His miraculous touchdown. Seconds left in the game to push the game to overtime. Rams win it in similar fashion as the Broncos. Possess the ball first in OT, punt, then create a turnover, go down, hit the game-winning field goal. That game was nuts.
It was. And Caleb Williams throwing that 60-yard touchdown, all right, under pressure, off one leg. I text you guys and say, hey, this looks like a Patrick Mahomes, a more athletic Patrick Mahomes. And I'm not saying Caleb Williams is Patrick Mahomes right now, but what I'm saying is
but kind of you are.
I mean, did you see that throw?
That was nuts.
Did you see the arm strength?
Dude, his arm talent, you see why he was considered a prodigy.
Yes, and I will say this. We talk about Bo's speed. Caleb Williams has some speed now.
Totally.
I wouldn't be surprised if Caleb Williams beats Bo in a one-on-one straight-ahead race. Caleb got some juice. He just has to utilize his legs a little bit more, which I don't think he did a good enough job in that playoff game last night to help his team out. And DJ Moore, what are you doing? Help your guy out. We're talking about the receiver there, right? He did not run the right route. He needed to bend the route in just a little bit more. There was a bunch of space in the zone. He doesn't do it. Caleb Williams throws that interception. That's not all on Caleb Williams.
Yeah, incredible. 20-17 overtime victory. The NFL offices are popping champagne after that divisional weekend. All right. There's something within the Broncos offense that is still not adding up. We'll talk about the run game next.
Bo Nix fractured his ankle in the win over the Bills and will miss the remainder of the postseason. Can Jared Stidham take the reins and help lead the Broncos back to the Super Bowl? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
It's a new year and time to get your house in order. Does your family know if you have a will, how to log into your computer? Do they know where you bank or if you have life insurance? It's time to get yourself organized, not for yourself, but for those who might be left behind. Hi, I'm Kim Rudell, owner of Wills and Wellness Estate Planning. Let us help you get a plan in place to make the transition for your loved ones as smooth as possible. Find us at willsandwellness.com or at 720-266-8190.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Done Right. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
Hey, Mark Schlereth here. A new year doesn't always call for something new. Sometimes it calls for something better. If your home would be more comfortable with better windows or new siding, Gravina's Window Center of Littleton can help. Right now, save 25% on Infinity replacement windows and 20% off James Hardy siding with 12 months no interest financing. Call them 303-794-0490 to schedule your free in-home visit or visit windowsforyourhome.com and say this is the year your home feels better.
HelloFresh makes home cooking nutritious, delicious, and exciting. You excited when you get those freezer-burnt, pre-packaged meals in the mail? I know I'm not. Go to HelloFresh.com to explore plans and menus because nothing hits like home cooking.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
Hey, Mom. It's me. Oh, my gosh. You'll never believe what I just opened for Valentine's Day. A sapphire ring from Helzberg. Just like the one I lost years ago. Remember how excited I was when you gave it to me? I cannot believe you remembered that story. I guess you were right. I really found the one.
This Valentine's Day, create a moment that means something with up to 40% off gifts at Helzberg. Shop in store or at Helzberg.com.
New deals, new wheels. AutoNation's New Year, New Wheels event is going on now. Drive any new or used vehicle 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Save thousands on Toyotas, Fords, Hondas, Chevys, Mercedes-Benz, and more. 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation store today or AutoNation.com.
On select models with approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase on deferred payments. See store for details.
1-877 Cars for Kids.
K-A-R-S, Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
You know what it takes to win: the preparation, the game plan, the refusal to quit when things get hard. You bring that same mentality to your business every single day. But even the best teams need fans in the seats. At Denver Sports, we put your business in front of Denver's most passionate, loyal audience, on air, online, and on the big screen. You've got the drive, we've got the reach. Visit us online at DenverSports.com. Let's build your roster.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Tune in to Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
There's something within the Denver Broncos offense that still just not adding up.
It's not mathing.
The math ain't mathing.
Scratch your head a little bit like, how the hell do we win all the time? Well, we 14-3, won a playoff game, and yet something is lacking.
And it's like something like at the nucleus of playoff football.
Yes. Make that make sense.
The Denver Broncos just won a playoff game and scored 33 points in the process of doing it with essentially no run game. The lead running back was Jaleel McLaughlin, who went for 21 yards. RJ Harvey, and Jaleel got the start.
He did.
Jaleel got
good for you.
Appreciate it.
Good for you.
Yeah. Sean being receptive enough to adjust, but did not really ever let Jaleel get going. I thought he was running well. He averaged over 5 yards a carry again.
I mean, the first carry, right? It was an outside zone. Nothing was there. Jaleel was able to kind of reverse field. All right, did a spin move, did another spin move. Joey Bosa couldn't get the tackle. I'm like, okay, 6 yards. Like, get him going. And I know, all right, that he had that fumble early in the red zone, and that can't happen. That can't happen in a playoff game. And thank God that we were able to get the penalty, because if not, it changes just the dynamic of the game when you win by 3 points.
Totally.
So, but yeah, Jaleel didn't get going. He didn't get the opportunities like he has all year, right? He hasn't had the opportunities all year, and he didn't have the opportunity in the playoff game. But so RJ Harvey didn't have the opportunity either. I mean, it was kind of the Bo Nix show.
It really was. Like, essentially, no existent tight end, no existent running game, and the Broncos scored 33 points and won. I mean, I'm like, eventually this is going to catch up with the Broncos, but there's 2 total games potentially left in the season, and here they are.
Yeah.
I cannot make heads and tails of this, Phil.
I mean, you look at it, it has to be the defense still. Although the defense gave up over 400 yards, the turnovers. And then you have Bo Nix and Sean Payton that dialed up a couple really good plays. Bo Nix was able to execute on those plays, and they were big moments, big touchdowns. Marvin Mims, Lil Jordan Humphrey. Okay, Frank Crum. Come on, who thought Frank Crum was going to be scoring a touchdown?
Insane.
So I just think it's the big moments. I think it's the opportunities in the field, having field position at times, but also just the drives. All right, Bo Nix making the right decisions. Had 1 interception, but 0 sacks. All right, that matters. The 1 interception, it was like, come on, Bo, you have to be better than that. That was I didn't like that interception. I know the guy's tall, he's big, but you had time. But
that was impressive that big D tackle caught the ball.
I mean, that's a big boy. I know, right? That's a big boy. But for Bo Nix not to take a sack, that helps you out. That keeps you ahead of the chains, and that's why you're able to score the touchdowns.
Well, goodness. I've been proven wrong. I've been proven wrong because I said for a couple months after the J.K. Dobbins injury, if you're not able to run the football, this will catch up with you, and you'll have a short postseason run here. And it's the complete opposite. That being said, I still think it'll catch up with them.
Well, if they win this one, they got one more.
Right.
That's it.
But like now, I think the importance of the run game is even greater without Bo Nix. Like you're going to have to, we'll talk about Stidham in dedicated fashion here in just a minute or two, but like you have to find a way to unlock a more steady diet of the ground game. And we'll talk about the Patriots when we'll talk about the Patriots, but like, I don't know, man. They have to figure this out in a hurry.
I guess me and you both have to sit back and relax. Have no fear. It looks like maybe J.K. Dobbins is here, right? And if it's not that, it's going to be R.J. Harvey and Jaleel and Sean at some point is going to have to obey his eyes if the pass game's not working because you don't have Bo Nix, who was able to utilize his legs a little bit more. Now, Jarrett Stidham is athletic, but I don't know if he's doing what Bo Nix is doing. So you're going to have to lean on the run game just a little bit more. And if Sean would have done that in the third quarter, it was a lackluster third quarter.
It was.
I think that the Denver Broncos would have been able to eat up clock and control the ball a little bit more, where now you don't have this like dramatic fashion at the end if you take care of business in the third quarter. And how do you do that? You have to run the ball a little bit. You have to keep a defense honest. They weren't able to do that, and so you're in a dogfight, and you're going blow for blow, having to score a bunch of points. But it's gonna have to be different, knowing that you don't have Bo Nix in the mix anymore.
Yeah, and I just again, the turnovers were the ultimate equalizer. 450 yards of offense for Buffalo.
Yeah,
450, dude. You know what the time of possession was? I cannot believe this. The Broncos lost the time of possession 41 minutes to 29. And I know that doesn't add up to a normal, because you got the overtime period. Yeah. But Buffalo was able to dominate the time of possession because they were able to run it. It is like, man.
I think you had a stat on that, right?
I did.
With Buffalo, I think it was like 33 minutes. If they're able to hold the ball for 33 minutes, they're like 11-1.
11-2. Great memory, yeah. And that was like a signature stat in the preview to keep an eye on. And it was to an incredible degree that the Buffalo Bills possessed that football and still. But the turnovers, man, it is like the three-point shot in March Madness. If a team's got it going, it doesn't matter if you're Valparaiso. If you got it going from three, you can knock off a big dog. And when you're able to force turnovers in the way that the Denver Broncos were, just nuts. Just absolutely nuts.
No run game, hold my beer. Someone said, hold my beer, I'm still going to win this game.
Yes.
What are we doing?
Incredible game day atmosphere. I will remember it for the rest of my life.
How'd your weekend go in general?
It was awesome, man. It was awesome. I got off the air on Friday night.
Yeah.
And went to Capitol Grill Steakhouse and was treated to the most incredible steak dinner by a guy that I sat down with for the first time in my life, Dr. Joe Ramos. Dr. Ramos, who you see all over town, man. Yeah. He was so generous to me. And we had dinner for over 2 hours sitting there talking, drinking, incredible wine. And I look over, and who do I see at the bar?
Who's at the bar?
James Palmer. Our guy JP. But he's not alone. He was sitting with a friend. Who was it?
It had to be Steve Smith.
It was Steve Smith. Steve Smith hanging out at the bar on Larimer. And, man, you'd walk right by him if you didn't know, he's bite-sized like you. And
maybe a little pudgier, right?
And no, he was great. And they came over to our table when they were leaving. And I initially went over there because when I first saw him, we were waiting to be seated. So I went over and spoke with them for a couple minutes. And they came back over and introduced themselves and to Dr. Ramos. But it was cool to meet Steve Smith. That guy was a dog, man. That guy was a dog.
And a dog is an understatement. That man was scary.
Yes. All right. What are our initial thoughts about Jarrett Stidham? We'll talk about Stiddy next.
Just as they did in 2015, the Broncos and Patriots will go head-to-head with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line. After an emotional victory over Buffalo, can Sean Payton rally his team around Jarrett Stidham for a little more mile-high magic? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And guys, it's a brand new year, and I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question soon. And if that is the case, you know you need a diamond. Let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. You need to go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers. So whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a milestone, or hey, just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it all begins at Williams Jewelers. This new year, imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is gonna reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they gonna share the secret to the business with you, but guys, they're gonna give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Sheer Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Your initial visit is only $99. It includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. Hey, I got a real cool story I wanted to share with you. Many years ago, my lovely wife Kimberly wrote down a prayer that said, God, make me a lighthouse so I can be a light to others when they're in a dark place. She filed that card away both in her heart and her prayer box. And then about 3 years ago, I asked my wife to leave her job in corporate America and come help me open up 303 Law 4040. And she absolutely loves it. She really feels like helping other people when they are hurting and don't know what to do is her calling. So here's the really cool part. A few weeks ago, a client came in to pick up a check and said to Kim, I really want to thank you. You were a lighthouse to me when I was in a dark place. It gave me chills when Kim told me that. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is our honor to help you in your time of need. Call us anytime at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. That's 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Embers Golf, where your passion meets the green.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 1043. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
What are our initial thoughts about Jarrett Stidham? Man, oh man, oh man. I cannot believe we're having this conversation, Phil.
You can't make it up.
Ugh.
We always say, I mean, no conflict, no story, right?
This is the wrong kind of conflict.
This is the wrong kind of conflict. But the story, if it ends up going our way, where we end up winning, would be so awesome. I mean, just the build-up, just the drama in it. And now you have someone like Jarrett Stidham, who has sat there behind Bo Nix for 2 straight years, finally has his moment. And it's not a regular season game. It's the championship game. It's the FC championship game. What's going on?
Man, what a curveball when Sean Payton, after his press conference was over, came back out to the podium in his street clothes to say this.
On the second to last play in overtime, Bo fractured a bone in his right ankle. He's scheduled to have surgery Tuesday of this week, which will put him out for the rest of the season. Stiddy's ready to go. And it was the second to last play before he threw the pass to Mims. Birmingham is where he'll have the surgery with Dr. Waltrip. I don't really think there's any other questions. In other words, this is what it is, and we felt like it'd be best to just tell everyone now. I'll take questions.
One of the most unusual sequences that I've ever seen.
Yeah. Honestly, I was a bit surprised that he told the media before he was able to tell his players, because let's face it, once you get done with the game, you're in and out. You want to get out of there. It's already been a long game. And so I'm surprised Sean didn't wait to tell his players first and then, tell the media. But I also understand you want to get it out the way. You want to get the drama out of the way, talk to Jarrett Stidham, because it's going to leak out anyway so that you can come up with this game plan.
Yeah, here was a little bit more from Sean.
A handful of the team knows, and there'll be a lot of guys learning about it right now, which is tough. This is difficult. Like, let's say I had a team meeting tomorrow at 9. I would have tried to have kept it so I could talk to the team first. But the odds of something like this being kept quiet till Monday at 9 are impossible. And so I felt like, in essence, I'm talking to the team now. So, look, they'll be disappointed. There'll be a lot of emotions, and then the refocus takes place. But, we celebrate the season for him. And listen, this city's ready, and we'll be ready for the next challenge.
Wow. I guess provides a little bit of clarity to what you were just saying.
And pretty much what he's saying is, like, you're probably going to have Bo Nix, even after doing the x-rays at the facility, you're going to have him go to a hospital and redo some imaging so that you can get better images. Somebody is going to see Bo Nix in there. Somebody may say something, and it's going to get leaked out before Sean himself can put it out to the media, but also talk to his team.
Right.
And Bo's going to talk to teammates. So I understand, let's just get it out of the way. But as a teammate, I'd be like, damn, I wish we would have known first before, driving home or at that party, and then you get a message saying that your boy Bo Nix is not playing. One of the biggest reasons why you're there.
Totally.
Crazy.
Man, oh man, oh man. Here's just a little bit more from Sean on Bo.
He's such a strong, faith-based guy. He was sitting in the hallway with his family, and I went over and we're all talking to him. He knows, that God's got a plan for him, and he said he had one in high school, and then he said he had one at Auburn. And I said, I didn't realize that. I said, if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have drafted you. He's a tough cookie. And I said, listen, I believe you're the second quarterback in year 2 to take your team to a championship game. And the first is Mahomes. This team all year has lost key players. We'll rise up for the next challenge. We'll go from there.
This next chapter of this incredible book, this incredible story that I can't stop reading, this next chapter is a twist. This is the Sixth Sense. You find out Bruce Willis is dead the whole time.
Yeah.
Like
what just happened?
I remember how I felt when I first watched it. It's just like I just didn't see this coming. I just didn't see this one coming.
No, and nobody did. I mean, Jarrett Stidham himself didn't see this coming. But now it's his time. And it's a morbid way of being like, okay, like I wanted my opportunity and now it's here. The biggest moment of your life. Can you win one game to get to the Super Bowl? That's what you have to ask yourself. Are you ready for that moment?
Oh, man.
Jarrett Stidham's a confident guy.
Totally.
You know, Zach, I mean, like, we know everybody was at camp, but you and I, we were there every single day. And we were real about Jarrett Stidham. And there was times, actually, the whole camp where Jarrett Stidham played better than Bo Nix. Now, of course.
Yeah, you could legitimately argue at a better summer.
Exactly. So now somebody out there would be upset, but, like, we are just keeping it real. Like, when it comes to, like, practices and making plays and looking confident throughout the week and being consistent, that was Jarrett Stidham. And then everybody got to see it for themselves during the preseason where Jarrett Stidham was lighting it up. Now I understand it's against second strings and third strings and the fourth string players that are not there anymore. They're selling cars, all right? But Jarrett Stidham has been around the league. He's been behind Tom Brady. He has played in games with the Raiders. He's been here in this system for 3 years. He does think he's a starting quarterback, and there's people out there that are mad and upset that he thinks that way. Well, now we need him to think that way so he can make the plays so that we can win this game and get to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I've said this many times over the years. The value, the better you think your football team is going to be, the increased value goes up with your backup quarterback.
Yeah.
And this hasn't happened a whole lot in NFL history, but it has happened, okay? And I got to be honest with you. I was not a huge fan of the Stidham signing when it initially happened. But after watching Stidham in training camp, and you're right, I've seen every Jarrett Stidham throw for 3 straight summers, okay? And you've been there with me for most of them. He's grown on me a lot. This guy is no bum. All right, and I tweeted this, and I went back and pulled the video from 2022. I put this out on social media. It's gone kind of viral. I said, I've watched Jarrett Stidham in every Broncos training camp for the past 3 summers. This guy is no bum. Probably a top 5 backup. He'll give Denver a shot. And I said, also, don't forget why Sean Payton originally signed him. It was his performance in 2022 against the NFL's top defense. And I went back and watched those highlights and posted it to the video, which, in a sense, Barstool has picked up to make fun of me and others for believing that Jarrett Stidham has a shot. I think their headline...
They're gonna have to, they may have to apologize to you after this game.
Yeah, we'll see, because their headline was Denver media is in shambles coping with the idea Jarrett Stidham's going to be their starter. And then they took my tweet and embedded it in their stuff, and that's fine. They're having fun, and I'm getting
Picking
more...
on you, man.
It is all good. It's not the first time. It won't be the last. And it's good for the tweet, right? So let the thing do numbers.
Hey, I like it. Keep picking on me.
But it's one of these things where if you go back and watch him, and we don't have a lot of sample size, and yes, it was years ago, and yes, Stidham has not checked into a game, but you mentioned his confidence, and you look at him in 2022 against the San Francisco 49ers, the league's #1 defense at the time, and that was a confident quarterback, and he was dealing. If you haven't seen those highlights, go to that damn video and watch it, because it's pretty impressive what he did. And at least, I'm not predicting victory, it at least gives a glimmer of hope in a situation that is just not a good one.
Think about the backup quarterbacks around the league. Who's better than Jarrett Stidham? I would have to go and
maybe Gardner Minshew.
Okay, maybe Gardner Minshew. All right, and even he had his opportunity when Mahomes went out and then he hurt himself.
Right.
So for Jarrett Stidham, like, this is why you have and you pay backup quarterbacks. See, back in the day, before even I was playing, and I act like I'm old, everybody had a really good backup. A lot of those backups back in the day probably could start in games today. But in today's game, the NFL teams do not develop quarterbacks. They don't develop players. They just want you to be ready in college, and the colleges don't do a good job of getting ready for the NFL. So when you have a solid quarterback that you can rely on, that you can lean on, now he doesn't have to be the greatest gift. All right, he doesn't have to be this explosive quarterback, but he has to be able to manage the game, make the right plays, be aggressive when you ask him to, be smart with the ball, which Jarrett Stidham, he'll be smart with the football. That's what you're looking for in your backup quarterback. When you have a defense that we have leaned on this whole entire year, if the defense can get the turnovers that they did against the Bills, now 5 is a lot. Let's just say 1 or 2, and Jarrett Stidham can go down the field, okay, methodically. We can try to get a run game going, and now Jarrett Stidham has easier opportunities and easier passes. We can win the game with Jarrett Stidham, and he has to believe it, and I believe he does. This is his time. What did I say, Z? I said that Jarrett Stidham, at some point, he's going to want to be let go so that he can have an opportunity to be a starting quarterback in this league.
This is that time.
If Jarrett Stidham beats the New England Patriots and gets to the Super Bowl, that man's going to have an opportunity to be a starting quarterback in this league for somebody else. And Sean Payton is going to let him go and do that. So everything is coming full circle for Jarrett Stidham now. He has to take advantage of that opportunity.
All right, man. What a sequence of events. What a sequence of events. Here's one more from Sean Payton on Stidham.
In fairness to what you've seen, which is very limited, yeah, he's ready. Like I said this at the beginning of the season, I feel like I've got a 2 that's capable of starting for a handful of number of teams. And I know he feels the same way. So watch out. Just watch. He's experienced. He's played in games. They're different type players to some degree, and yet they're very close friends. As with Sam, it's a tight room. Sam will be our 2. Here we go.
Watch out.
This right here could be Sean Payton's finest hour if he can pull this off and separate himself from other great coaches in NFL history. You chopped off my arm, but I'm going to beat you with the other one. Watch out. Getting my hair standing up on my arms here.
Put me in, coach.
All right, we'll see how it all shakes out. Okay, we'll dive deeper into these conversations throughout the week. But before we do that, we'll look back. What was our single biggest takeaway from the thrilling overtime win for the Denver Broncos? We'll get to that next.
The Broncos completed a heroic comeback against the Bills in overtime, but lost Bo Nix on the second-to-last play of the game. With a veteran backup in Jarrett Stidham, can Sean Payton keep his offense rolling in the AFC Championship? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I could achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You will feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there is no one I trust more in hair restoration. Their simple FUE treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and your new hair is backed by the Advanced Hair Guarantee. I know from personal experience, Advanced Hair's exceptional standard of care makes your comfort and your results their top priority. Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR. Discover what meeting your resolution could look like with the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
I'm Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. A lot of new firms aren't even from Colorado, but we are. For 47 years, we've known Colorado law, we fought for our neighbors, and we won for our community. If you've been injured, call 303-GOOD-LAW.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one.
As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling low energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing results in the gym, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring growth hormone peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more, designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements. More energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Do you want the lowest rate for life? Get our 4.75 5-year fixed. APR is 5.89.
Did you say 4.75% fixed for 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah, I want that, but what if rates fall?
Our lowest rate for life program takes over. If rates fall even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee and no limits to the number of times used. Only at U.S. Mortgages. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Looking to upgrade your kitchen, laundry room, or outdoor cooking area? Look no further than Mountain High Appliance. Family owned and operated for the past 31 years. I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance. We have hundreds of appliances hooked up live for a true try-before-you-buy experience, plus professional delivery and installation. Our price match guarantee ensures you receive the best deal, and special financing options make your purchase affordable. When it's time for new appliances, think Mountain High Appliance.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
Catch Telestrator Tuesday weekly on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, where Stink or Stoke dive into the past weekend's games with a coach's eye, using insights into what went right and wrong on critical plays. Telestrator Tuesdays, powered by Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's the drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Looking back at maybe game of the year, the thrilling overtime victory. First playoff overtime game for the Denver Broncos since Tim Tebow to Demaryius Thomas.
Next time we got to come in with the Thriller song, right? Thrilling game, man. Overtime, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. Josh Allen versus Bo Nix. Bo Nix finds a way to beat Josh Allen. Now, I understand they're quarterbacks. They're not playing against each other.
Right.
It's a team sport.
No, but Bo, he did out-execute Josh. Just the turnovers, because Josh did a lot of awesome stuff in the game. Stuff that, like, wow stuff. You know, some of the throws, some of the runs. But you give it all back when you have that many turnovers.
5 turnovers. And one came from James Cook. And then the other ones was just, hold on to the football. If you're Josh Allen. And for Bo Nix, had that one interception, but other than that, he played a clean game. Isn't that what you wanted, Z? You wanted
100%.
a clean game, and Bo Nix took care of the ball for the most part and did not take a sack. That's huge.
It's a superpower that we've been talking about since his rookie season. It's just I've repeated that stat that originally came from Warren Sharp that said if you take a sack, you are 3 times less likely to score a touchdown on that drive statistically. And another way of saying it is that if you avoid a sack, you're 3 times more likely to end up with 10 toes down in the end zone without taking that sack. So
and that's why we were 10 toes down in the end zone a couple times. Frank Crum, Marvin Mims, Lil Jordan Humphrey could have had 2 of them things. That's because Bo Nix took care of the ball and did not take the sack.
what do you think your biggest takeaway is from Saturday afternoon that turned into Saturday evening's game?
That defenses win championships.
So stupid.
You have to have a defense. Now, I understand that this defense was very leaky. The Broncos defense, especially stopping the run. James Cook could have went for 300 yards if he wanted to. I don't know why the Bills stopped running the ball. Thank you, Buffalo, for doing that. But overall, 5 turnovers. Finding a way to punch that ball out. Something that the defense lacked throughout the regular season. And Sean Payton, wanting them to do more. He said, I encourage you guys to do more. You guys need to do more by taking the ball away. You've been dominant when it comes to the sacks. But can we get some turnovers? Well, in this playoff game, they were able to get 5 turnovers that changed the momentum of the game, helped Bo Nix flip the field, and Bo Nix was able to take advantage of those opportunities. I want to say there were 16 points off of turnovers in that game for Buffalo.
It was everything. I mean, it was absolutely everything. And that's why it's hard for me to sit here and listen to and look, I'm never going to tell a fan how to fan, but fans blaming the playoff loss from a Buffalo perspective on a controversial interception, it's like you've lost the plot. Like 5 turnovers. I don't know if there's ever been a playoff win from a team that had 5 turnovers, and I legitimately don't know the answer, but I would imagine if that ever did happen, you could probably count them on one hand. I've never, in the 3 years doing the show with you, 3 football seasons, never come in here and made it about the refs. If you're making it about the refs, again, you've missed the point. 5 turnovers. It's actually incredible that Buffalo was in a position to win the game with 5 turnovers.
And that's the other way you look at the game. It's like, how the hell was Josh Allen able to stay in this game knowing he turned the ball over that much and James Cook helped that out with his fumble? How were they able to go into overtime and have a chance to win? It just shows you how good Josh Allen is. It shows you how good the offense for the Buffalo Bills was. But at the end of the day, the defense did their part.
Yep.
They did their job. They bit, but they did not break. They were able to get the 5 turnovers. Bo Nix took advantage of them. 16 points off those turnovers. We win. Boo-hoo, Buffalo Bills. Boo-hoo, Zach Bye. And now we move on.
I was not boo-hooing. I was not boo-hooing.
How did you feel, by the way? Like, you're in that game.
Yeah.
And I know we only got a bunch of time, but you're in that game.
Yeah.
You said that you think the Broncos are going to win this game.
I picked the Broncos to win because they were the better team.
Yes. And then you have the Buffalo Bills, a team you've been cheering for your whole life.
Yeah. Man, it was honestly all the angst that I had before the game kind of went away. And it might have been a couple shots in the parking lot because
that Brockworth.
dude, I did have oh my gosh, man. I have to say this too. And I mentioned it off the top of the show. It was really incredible. My wife was fearing for my safety, because you get in these environments where it's mostly men who are drinking. Okay, and I say mostly. There's a ton of women there, obviously, but it's a male-dominated crowd who are all drinking, and I'm there by myself. And I wore my Bills winter jacket and a Wyoming hoodie, and I walked through the tailgates, and I got there about 2.5 hours early, and I somehow, in my Bills gear, walked away with more affinity for Broncos country than I had coming in, which I didn't know could be possible, because it so much reminds me of Bills fans, because the reputation that Bills fans have, jumping through the tables and they're kind of crazy, but
they are crazy.
They're Buffalo's city's nickname is the City of Good Neighbors. It's an incredibly nice, hospitable fan base. Buffalo's is, and that's the way that Broncos country treated me. It was unbelievable. I had one guy say say something I really didn't like just walking through the concourse. And I don't think he knew it was me.
Yeah.
I think he was going to say it to any, as he's walking by, he said right in my ears, like, you Bills B word, right? And I was like, whoa, that's crazy energy. But everyone else gave me a hard time.
Of course.
And then in some way, shape, or form said, hey, dude, at the end of the day, like, you're good with me.
How could you not like Zach Bye?
Well, there's some people, but there's some people who can't stand me, but I'm telling you, the hate that I get is from people behind a keyboard.
Oh, all the time.
When I'm there in person, it's love. And it was so cool. Like, it was, hey, ZB, you want a beer? Hey, ZB, you want a hot dog? Da-da-da. Like, and I probably hit 4 or 5 tailgates, and it was awesome. And eventually, I had enough of these interactions where I was like, I need to record some of this. And so I started to record these interactions, and I would tell the person, I'd say, hey, you say whatever you want right now. You can say whatever you want. And people would give me a hard time, but then a lot of them were like, dude, we actually love you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, it's not that serious.
And so I put it together in a reel on Instagram. Go check it out. People were cool as hell. Broncos country. Man, it was great. And then in the game, in my section, dude, everyone was great. People are listening to our show, and they get it. And it was... from a human standpoint, and I was getting after it a little bit, nothing crazy, but you're having some beers and taking a shot here or there, and it was just great. I had no nerves. I just enjoyed the game, and the game itself had so much entertainment value. You didn't have a choice but to enjoy it.
Well, Zia, all I have to say is this. I'm surprised you didn't have a camera in your hand. I'm surprised you weren't on the field running around, because you find ways. You find ways to get on that damn field.
Well, it was great, man. Shout out to Section 127. Everyone was just great. So, all right, shifting gears here. What were the 3 biggest plays made in that game that ultimately was the deciding difference in a 33-30 overtime win? We'll count down the top 3 plays coming up next.
Bo Nix fractured his ankle in the win over the Bills and will miss the remainder of the postseason. Can Jared Stidham take the reins and help lead the Broncos back to the Super Bowl? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here, and I've got to tell you about one of the most unique spots anywhere, not just Colorado. I'm talking about the Basketball Social House Bar and Grill in Centennial. This place has award-winning food and drinks. Trust me, you've got to try the brunch. It is phenomenal. But what really sets it apart is that it's the first of its kind sports bar and entertainment experience. Literally, the only one in the world. And it's right here in Centennial, Colorado. Don't get it twisted. This place isn't just for hoopers. Even if you never touch a basketball, it's an awesome spot to eat, drink, hang out, and catch the game. But if you do want to play, you can book your own private basketball suite with a full court, a lounge, seating area, music, televisions, and more. It's perfect for parties, birthdays, or just an upgraded night out. It's also one of the best places in Colorado to watch big games with what might be the best happy hour in the state every single day from 7 p.m. till close. You can find them at 7450 South University Boulevard in Centennial, or check them out online at thebasketballsocialhouse.com. And because you heard it from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental when you use the code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, this place is a slam dunk.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Sniffles and sneezes got you down? GoodRx is here to help with big savings on commonly prescribed cold and flu meds. GoodRx is free and easy to use. GoodRx is accepted at all major pharmacies like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. Just search your prescription, find a coupon, then show your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx is not insurance, but it works whether you have insurance or not. If you do, GoodRx may beat your copay price. Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com to save today.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from 1 Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
With the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Tom's Garage Doors. Tom's Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
We got a call late New Year's Eve. A father with big plans for his family the next day said his garage door spring just snapped. He couldn't get his car out and wouldn't be able to get his family to where they needed to go. He felt stuck and alone. So we showed up fast with the right spring and the right parts to fix it right. We didn't talk about the price. We didn't wait till the morning. We fixed it right then. Because at Don's Garage Doors, it's never just about the job. It's about the person behind it. The dad, the veteran, the grandpa, the neighbor. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. When you need help, we're the ones that show up. Call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime because we're proud to serve the people who rely on us.
Tom's Garage Doors. Tom's Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to carshield.com. That's carshield.com today.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, looking back at the 33-30 thrilling overtime win for the Denver Broncos, what are the 3 biggest plays that defined that game? And you could actually do like a top 10.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, 3. I mean, that there's no so much.
You want to do 5?
We could do 5, or we could stick to 3, like the biggest plays, because I believe that there were 3 huge plays, and the reason why the Denver Broncos won the game. How do you want to go, though? Do you want to go like the
most important first, or count it down? Yeah,
like countdown.
I would just say lead with what you think is the most important instead of trying to think about it and count down.
Yeah, so I think the no-brainer to me, I'm not going to speak for anybody else. It has to be the Jaquan McMillan interception. All right, it's overtime. Josh Allen has a chance to go down there and score. Brandon Cooks, who's been in the league for a very long time, my former teammate, works his ass off. All right, usually comes down with balls like that. He has been in big-time moments. He was in the Super Bowl with Tom Brady and the Patriots when Tom was playing. So, Jaquan coming up with that interception, and it was an interception, guys. It was.
It was. And here's the thing. I want to say this.
Go ahead.
It's like if you have, we watch NFL football every Sunday, right? There's plays where guys are catching the ball as they're going out of bounds, and it doesn't count because the guy is, doesn't have firm control of the football lasting through the life of the catch while he's laying out of bounds. I don't know, the same rule has to apply in the middle of the football field. So, yeah.
Brandon Cooks did not have control of the football. It was still in his body. Jaquan McMillan, right, still had his hand on the ball. When they both hit the ground, Jaquan McMillan comes up with the ball. It's an interception. Just like if Brandon Cooks comes down with the football and Jaquan McMillan does as well and it's a tie, it goes to the offense. So all Brandon Cooks had to do was catch the football and it's their ball no matter what. He doesn't do it. We get the interception, swings the momentum. Bo Nix goes down there, has the drive, game-winning field goal by Lutz. Let's Bo, right? Let's Bo. Denver Broncos win. We're on to the next because of what Jaquan McMillan, the undrafted free agent, did.
That, for me, is also the biggest play of the game. Cooks comes down with the ball, the game's over. The Buffalo Bills move on. It's that simple. It's that simple. So, yeah, that's a play that if it doesn't happen, so it's the definition of a game-changing play. Like, that phrase exists for plays like that. And J-Mac, this is a guy that I didn't think was going to be a starting player for the Denver Broncos this year. And he's been a revelation, mentioned on Friday. Third, a top 3 completion percentage in a good way for the slot this year for the Broncos.
Yeah.
He's been great. He's 26 years old. This guy, he's not going anywhere. I was, under the impression, well, this will be his last season. We'll sort of ease into Jahdae Barron. I don't know,
Zach. I don't know. We're gonna have to have a conversation about that because now it becomes, what is Sean and George's vision with Jahdae Barron? What is the vision with Jaquan McMillan? What does it look like if Vance Joseph gets a head coaching job? Does Jaquan McMillan fit the mold of the coach that's coming in? Right? There's so many different questions out there for Jaquan McMillan. How much are you willing to settle for? You want that big-time contract. They have you as an unrestricted free agent. They may hit that tag on you. What does that look like? You want as much money as possible because you deserve it.
Well, he is restricted for 2026. He's restricted for this coming year.
Okay, so he's restricted. But you want the biggest paycheck you possibly can get because you never know what it's going to look like the next year and the year after that. So if you're hot, strike when the iron's hot and get your money. So there's a lot of questions going into this next year with Jaquan McMillan, but also Jahdae Barron because you drafted that man in the first round.
You know what contract Jaquan McMillan is on right now?
Go ahead, spill the beans. How much he making?
1 year, $1 million. Now, to everyday people, that's a ton of money.
Yeah, for sure.
In the landscape of the National Football League, it's not
what that man
much
is doing
at all.
Out there. Game-changing plays.
Yeah, his value compared to, you have to start talking about Jaquan McMillan as one of the best contracts in Denver sports for what he has done this year. And that, goodness gracious, that play that he made, that will live in Broncos lore for the rest of time. It's an all-timer. It's an all-timer. What do you think the second biggest play of the game was?
It's going to have to go to the Mimster. Marvin Mims catching and securing that 26-yard fourth-quarter touchdown. My man was balling all game long. He was our X factor. Somebody out there may have laughed at us for that. Who cares? We know football at a certain point there. We knew that Marvin Mims could be a big X factor in this game because a lot of people or the teams are not looking at him as a key contributor because he hasn't done it throughout the year. But he's that joker, or the baby joker, if you want to call it that. He's that baby joker you can put around all around the field, right? Running back, tight end if you want. He's going to be a slot. He could be an X, punt return, kick return. He can do it all, and he made the biggest plays when it mattered the most. And here's the thing. Marvin Mims went for 93 yards. He got targeted 8 times, and he came down with 8 catches. That's big time right there. Marvin Mims stood up, showed out, and was one of the biggest reasons why we won that game.
I did not quite realize that it was 8 for 8. Man,
8 for 8.
that's unbelievable. He didn't have a 90-yard game all season. And, I mean, he averaged, I don't know what his per-game averages were off the top of my head there, but, I mean, he had games that he was just totally non-existent offensively. 12 yards against the Titans, 4 yards against the Chargers, 10 yards against the Eagles, 0 yards against the Cowboys, 0 yards against the Chiefs, 8 yards against Washington, 5 yards against the Raiders, 10 yards against the Chiefs the second time, 10 yards against the Chargers the second time. And you show up in the postseason? And go 8 for 8 for 93 yards? I mean, goodness. And I know Phil mentioned it, but just to bring clarity to what he's saying, on Friday in our full game preview show, we each did an X Factor. And you went first, but I said, before you go, let me write down a name because I already have a name in mind. And we both said Marvin Mims. And he ends up like materially swinging the game. Just what a tale that's being told with these Denver Broncos right now.
There's only 3 receivers left. Troy Franklin goes out the game. Pat Bryant, another concussion. Very scary for that man. All right, I don't believe that the NFL is going to let him play in this game coming up. I mean, you were carted off the field, then you get hit again early. I mean, you can't have 3 concussions almost in a row. That may end your career if you get 3 in a row, Zach. So, like, I won't be surprised if the NFL denies him playing in this game coming up for his health.
It's very scary. But so I was thinking of you actually at the start of the game because, I couldn't be higher on Pat Bryant, right? It looked like it was going to be a freaking Pat Bryant legacy game. The 3 passes, the first 3 passes of the game, Pat Bryant, Pat Bryant, Pat Bryant. And I'm like, this is happening.
Holy mother of God.
Like it was.
I'm like, what's going on?
I mean, 3 for 3. I mean, he was on pace. There was clearly an emphasis of like, this is this guy. Yeah. We're getting him involved early and often. And the fact that he goes down and you have to change that plan and pivot. And you had 3 wide receivers. So there wasn't, they weren't running on and off the field, when they're in 11 personnel. Like you knew who was going to be in there. And then, by the way, Court, quiet.
Yeah.
Quiet. And just like you may not see Cortland on first or second down, but he led the entire NFL on 3rd and 4th down for 2 straight years. 466 yards last year on just 3rd and 4th down. 507 yards this year on just 3rd and 4th down. Number one. He gets going in the 4th quarter and overtime, and he helped swing that game for Bo Nix and the Broncos offense. All right, what was the 3rd biggest play of the game?
The 3rd biggest play to me is I'm gonna have to go with the Lutz kick. All right, like I'm sorry.
No. I
have to. Zach.
Pick another one. The game winner?
The game winner?
No.
You know how hard it is to hit the game winner shot. Even it being a chip shot, how hard it is, and what Will Lutz has done for us this whole time. See, here we go again. Like we have it great over here, Broncos country, right? We're so spoiled that we don't even want to give Will Lutz a little bit of respect for making that shot or making that kick when it mattered the most.
I think the one at the end of the half was better. That was right. That was a little.
What happens if he misses that? And I've seen it before.
No, for sure. No, he deserves credit. He absolutely deserves credit.
Okay, so who would
that was definitely one of the 20 best plays of the game. I was asking for the 3rd best play. All right,
game winners don't matter. I see.
We will finish that list. Also, what did we make of the Broncos on a down-to-down basis from their alleged strength? All right, so we'll talk about the defense and also give a peek ahead. The Broncos pulled off an all-time great win, but now what? We'll get to all that as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Just as they did in 2015, the Broncos and Patriots will go head-to-head with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line. After an emotional victory over Buffalo, can Sean Payton rally his team around Jared Stidham for a little more mile-high magic? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, boy Stink here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
What's up, guys? You need healthy options you'll actually crave? HelloFresh brings the flavor with homemade meals that are wholesome, fresh, and always hit the spot. Turn fresh, balanced ingredients into home-cooked meals that are easy to make and taste great. Keep your health on track with GLP-1 friendly options and high-protein meals packed with over 30 grams of protein. My lady is always telling me how I need more protein in my life. From udon soup to hearty chicken pastas, enjoy mouth-watering dishes that spice up your weeknights. Go to HelloFresh.com to explore plans and menus because nothing hits like home cooking.
For 60 years, this Toyota location has served Colorado drivers. And today, Groove Toyota carries that legacy forward with family-owned values and a smarter way to buy. Right now, Groove Toyota has over 150 used vehicles on one lot, with more than 50 priced under $15,000. So finding something that fits your budget is easier than you think. Inventory changes daily. See what's available today at GrooveToyota.com or visit us on Broadway in Inglewood. Groove Toyota. Start here. Go anywhere.
You know what people tell us all the time at Soda Weight Loss? I look and feel 10 years younger.
I feel fantastic, and I feel like I'm back to where I felt kind of in the old days. Lost a lot of that belly fat.
I mean, people tell me you look great and you look like a new person.
I am down 50 pounds in 11 weeks, and this program works. The pounds melt off. It's amazing.
Right now, when you join Soda Weight Loss, your partner joins for free. Call 866-800-SODA or visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
You see a repair bill, or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to carshield.com. That's carshield.com today.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. During my football career, I've seen every kind of medical tech there is. I finally stopped ignoring my joint pain, and I want to tell you guys about Regenerex. They have a blueprint for recovery that's next level. From stem cells to shockwave therapy, it's non-surgical, and there's no downtime. Don't just settle for average results with outdated equipment. Go to the clinic that's leading the way. Regenerex offers free consultation as well. So give them a call today at 303-630-9770 today or visit Regenerex.com. GenRx.com and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you. Guys, it's time to take back control of your life.
Your favorite song shouldn't have to wait for Wi-Fi. Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on Verizon's 5G network. Straight Talk, available at straighttalk.com or Walmart.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss, presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Man, that crowd on Saturday night, talk about living it up. Oh, my goodness.
Man.
Top 2 sporting event I've ever been to.
Top 2?
Top 2.
What's number 1?
Nuggets clinching a championship. I'll never forget the way that I felt. It was so euphoric.
Eric Gordon running through the street.
Yeah.
Iconic right there.
Iconic is the right word.
No.
It was iconic. And I have had the incredible privilege to be in the building for like just insane sporting events, and like not even like here in this job too. I remember being at a Bills game against Tom Brady and the Patriots. They got up 21-0, and the Bills came back and won, and it was like just insane. But that was a regular season game.
Yeah.
And I've seen insane Avalanche victories in the postseason that were phenomenal and overtime wins. I mean, the feeling of an overtime playoff win. I remember being there. Josh Manson, I think it was, scored the game winner in 2022, and I think the second round.
The man that's beating up everybody.
Yes.
This year, literally beating up everybody.
He's got a pair of hands on him. He definitely does. And so I've experienced these awesome events. But that right there, the intensity, the emotion, and the sheer entertainment value of the game.
The drama.
There was so much drama, so much back and forth. It goes to overtime. First time for a Bronco playoff game since Tebow to DT. And I heard my guy Mike Evans this morning say he thinks that game on Saturday passed the Tebow to DT game.
Ooh-wee.
Because it had greater stakes.
Yeah.
I know we weren't in the building for that, but you were certainly here for it. How do you...
Zach, like I remember sitting there glued to the TV screen. Nobody really gave us a chance in overtime. And Tim Tebow was able to hit Demaryius, I want to say, on a slant route.
Yeah.
That they took to the house to end the game just like that. And I think everybody was shocked, right? Tebow struggled throughout that game, but found a way to get into overtime. And then it just magically appeared where Demaryius is able to, and Demaryius is always able to do this in his prime. He's just big, fast, will take a screen to the house any given second that you give him. I mean, amazing receiver. And when he was able to do that in walk-off fashion, I don't know if you could put that behind what we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
Or Saturday. But it's close. I mean, Bo Nix in year 2, overtime, out-dueling Josh Allen? Are you the MVP? Zach's Boo?
Insane.
Superman?
Insane.
Yeah, so, I mean, both are great, and they're going to go down in great moments. And it's moments like this for someone like Bo Nix that you have to become an elite quarterback in this league. You have to go through moments like this. Because now that's just it's another one. Now you've been there before, so that when you get back to the mountaintop, when you are healthy again and you win it all, it's like you're a great quarterback. That's what makes Patrick Mahomes great. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning gets the moments.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Bo Nix was the best version of himself in the biggest game of his life. And we'll get to what happened, afterwards here in just a little bit. It was 5 turnovers. The ultimate equalizer in football. It's more value than the 3-point shot in basketball.
Simple. Who can turn the ball or who doesn't turn the ball over and who takes care of the football?
Yeah.
Usually are the ones that are going to win the game.
I'm so lucky to still have my grandparents. I can't believe it. I'm almost 40 years old, and I still have my grandparents. And I called my grandpa yesterday evening.
Crying.
And no, I wasn't crying. I wanted to check in on him.
Your grandpa, are you there?
And he actually was just hospitalized last month.
Oh, okay.
And so he's just like going through it. He's trying to get healthier again, and he had like a pneumonia type deal, and it was a close call. His words. He said that was a close call. And so crazy to speak about your own mortality like that,
wow.
And so, but I said, Grandpa, they lost again, and he said, in his like frail voice, he goes, "Don't worry, Sonny boy." He's been calling me Sonny boy since I was a baby. He said, "Don't worry, Sonny boy. There'll be more games in the future for the Bills to lose." Isn't that unbelievable?
You're right.
Oh my gosh.
You're right.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you can't make it up, man. It's still sharp humor at 93 years old.
I can't imagine what like Buffalo, the Bills Mafia, they're going through. It's been rough.
Oh yeah.
It's been rough.
Yeah, and it just is. They were Buffalo billing it up. I mean, I've been telling you for months, the Bills average giving up 33 points a game in these playoff losses.
They're going to give up the points now.
And the Broncos scored exactly 33 in a way that you couldn't make up. But I will say this. The turnovers, I think, to a certain degree, mask who the Broncos were defensively on a down-to-down basis. Giving up 450 yards of offense, 28 first downs.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that when you look at, it's like, hey, if there's no turnovers, the Bills are scoring a bunch of points. Like, that's a fact. But this is why you play football. It's not just about playing the X's and O's. You have to go above that if you're a player and make those turnovers. You are getting creased. You are getting the ball jammed down your throat. But what can you do about it? Because if the running back goes down there and he's just having a smooth time and he's averaging 5 yards a carry, but then all of a sudden Alex Singleton comes and bam, knocks the ball out.
What a play.
Momentum shifts. All right, you have an opportunity. You take advantage of that opportunity. You go down. Frank Crumb scores a touchdown. Good job, Sean, being aggressive. Like, that changes the game. So the defense has to be more stout, bow up a little bit more, make some stops, stop the run, force them in third and longs, because that's another thing we talked about. The Bills were in way too many third and shorts.
Yep.
And you know how Josh is. You know how the play calls are going to be when you're third and short. It's hard to beat Buffalo doing that. So going up against New England, they have to stop the run, and they have to force Drake May to beat him with his arm. Third and longs, all right, so that you can pin your ears back and go and get a sack.
Yeah, we talked about that, the efficiency on 3rd and 4 or less and on 4th and 4 or less. Those short yardage situations, I forget what day we did that segment, but I said, it's never going to lead SportsCenter. It's never going to be talked about on First Take, but it may define the game. Buffalo went 10 of 15 on 3rd down and 1 of 1 on 4th down. But that's not ultimately what defined the game. It was the turnovers that were that was the differentiator. But man, they were running that football. Holy smokes. I mean,
first play, 24 yards, James Cook. I'm like, here we go.
And it didn't really stop. It never really stopped. I mean,
the Bills stopped.
Yeah, the Bills stopped.
The Bills stopped running the ball, just like Jacksonville stopped running it against the Bills. The Bills decided, hey, let's put it in Josh Allen's hands, but they didn't have to at the time, right? It's a 6-7 point game. You can run the ball on command, like just drive it down there and then let Josh do his thing. But no, they messed up. The Broncos took advantage of it. Thank you for that, because the Broncos could not stop a nosebleed. So something must be done. VJ must get back in the lab, in his facility, in his office right there, and find out how they can stop the run, because guess what? New England's going to do the exact same thing. Drake May has been struggling a little bit. They have 2 running backs that they can rely on that are explosive out the backfield and in between the tackles. So what do, VJ? We know that you can get the turnovers. We need the turnovers, but also 3rd and long, force Drake May to beat you. Do not have these 3rd and shorts where they can just hand the ball off, pick up 2 yards, and move the chains that way.
Yeah, and you're right. Drake May hasn't been as sharp, and we'll talk about him just a little bit later in the week. I mean, I say that he still threw 3 touchdowns, but took a bunch of sacks. If you watch that game, the box score can kind of lie about his performance. But as much as he struggled, wasn't C.J. Stroud. Dude, it looks like C.J. Stroud forgot how to play the position. And I don't know what I'm looking at. It's getting worse.
You know what? I don't want to give him an excuse because he is the quarterback there, and a lot of Texan fans think he's a franchise quarterback.
But
after that concussion, man.
No, you can't do that.
After that concussion,
No.
Come on now. You know how concussions are. You want to blame it on Josh, too. Josh had probably a concussion that messed it up.
No, but what I said no excuses with Josh Allen.
You're right.
No excuses, right? And so it's same rules apply for C.J. Stroud, but this isn't about a one-game thing. I mean, he could have had 7 interceptions yesterday. He could have had 7. He had 4, but he could have had 7. So I don't know what's, oof.
But okay, but why?
If you're doing this job in Houston today, that's a really interesting day.
It is. You're not happy with it. But also, like, you could say the same with Justin Herbert.
Yeah, sure.
If you really want to, like, really good in the regular season, but then a shell of himself. And he had 4 turnovers last year against Houston.
He did when he had 4 all season long, had 4 in one game.
But then we don't have to worry about that. Bo does the right things. Take 0 sacks, 1 interception. I'll take that.
Well, I think Bo did something on Saturday that will outlast his ankle injury. And I want to talk about what it is. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive.
Woo!
As Phil literally,
let's go!
Just took a sniff of smelling salts. And I am not kidding.
Yeah.
Phil got some smelling salts for the
show.
show.
You need to try it, man. It gets you going. Get the people going. Why are you so scared?
I am not scared. I've tried it before. I just don't know if I want to do that live on the air in this exact moment.
You know what? It's good for the soul, man. This is exactly what the players do on the football field.
Totally.
It's something that, you put the smelling salts in there, you smell a little bit, and you go get hit.
Is there anything left in that one that you just did?
Yeah, there's a little bit. Here.
Let's see here.
There, go ahead.
Oh, woo. Yeah, dude. Yep. That's definitely smelling salts. Confirmed. Oh, my gosh.
There you go. You look a little bit uppity now. A little bit spry.
Oh, my gosh. Saturday was a legendary day for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
That had a really, really unfortunate plot twist at the very end of the movie. Okay? And we're going to have all week to look ahead and preview and speculate and all that stuff with Stidham. And we'll talk about Stidham here today as well. But I think something happened on Saturday by the time that the sun went down on Mile High. And I was there to witness it with my own eyes.
You were cold too, weren't you?
I was cold. And I don't do well with the cold. I was layered up. I had layers. I was still freezing. Now, I will tell you, I will admit to you, I haven't said this yet, but I did get to take a little break because I was invited up into the Ramos suite. So I had a ticket dropped on me before the game. I didn't realize that was going to happen. I wouldn't have spent $600 on the one that I bought. But so I took a little break from the cold during the third quarter. And you want to know what? No joke. You might owe me a thank you.
Oh.
Because as soon as I walked into that suite in the third quarter, because they said, hey, come up and grab a drink and get some food, and then you can go back down to your seat or whatever, do whatever you want. I go up into the suite, man, green light after green light for the Buffalo Bills. When I walked in, it was not a good quarter for the Broncos. And they were like, man, as soon as you walked in here, everything changed. And at the end of the third, I said, I need to go finish this game watching it with the people, with the fans I was with. And soon as I got back down to my seat, things started to get helter-skelter and chaotic. And so
we need to say thank you, Zach. Thank you,
maybe,
Zach.
I don't know. I can't.
For getting out of your suite.
I can't
that
confirm.
Luxury.
I can't
All right,
confirm.
Well, you have what kind of food was up there?
They had prime rib.
Oh, prime rib.
No, but
wow.
it was an electric atmosphere, obviously. But I think something happened on Saturday, and I'm being serious as a heart attack here. I think Bo Nix took over the reins of this franchise. And I think that there is a difference from being a first-round pick or even being classified as a franchise quarterback. But I don't think that you can take over a franchise without winning big-time playoff games.
Yeah.
And facing adversity and fighting through it and coming out on the other side, battled and scarred. And I've said to you for years of doing the show, I believe the best teams in sports are player-led. And I think Sean Payton has been the face and voice of this operation since he took the job. And I think despite the injury, I think that Bo Nix is officially the leader of this franchise. And you have great ownership at the top and what has aged to be a really good general manager.
Yep.
And you have a
hell of a head coach.
Hell of a head coach that could put himself in a different classification in NFL history by the end of next weekend. But Bo Nix, I believe, sometimes when they do a sale to a company, someone keeps 51%. I think that Bo Nix right now is the 51% shareholder leader of the Denver Broncos.
Well, you can't say you think. You got to know. Is he?
I know it. I watched it with my own eyes. I went and rewatched the game and saw what they showed on TV too. But just watching with my own eyes, him operate and the troops around him, I'm telling you, man, if Bo Nix said, follow me this way, and even someone like Sean Payton was the opposition and said, no, follow me, man, I think 51% of that locker room would be going with Bo in a way that I don't know, maybe that was already the case on Saturday morning, but by Saturday night, man,
that solidified it.
I just think that, and then the warrior status on top of it, I think there was a tide that turned on Saturday in the best kind of way that will outlast this ankle injury years into the future.
Everybody has to have that moment when you're the franchise quarterback. Tom Brady had a moment. Peyton Manning had a moment. Patrick Mahomes had a moment. For us, for Bo Nix, he had his moment where he was able to duel out and outduel Josh Allen.
Yep.
Was able to make the plays when it matters the most in the fourth quarter, ice in his veins. And you're right. If you would have to split this up right now, Bo Nix has 51% of it. He has this organization. Everybody trusts Bo Nix. Everybody can close their eyes and envision Bo Nix winning multiple Super Bowls. Why? Because he puts it out there. He shows us he can do it. He shows us he can make every throw. He shows us he can run. He shows us that in the fourth quarter, when the pressure is on, he creates himself into a diamond and doesn't bust a pipe. He does his part to win games. And that right there is a franchise quarterback, and that right there is a guy that you will go to battle with no matter what. And if he says, let's go left, and Sean says, let's go right, you're going to follow Bo Nix. And some of the reason is because Bo Nix will stand up for his teammates. I've heard in the locker room of Bo and Sean going at it because Sean thinks differently of a teammate of his, and he's stepping up and standing up for his teammate saying, no, like, that's not how it goes. Like, talk to me. And I'll talk to my teammate. That's a leader right there. And you're talking about that man doing it in year 2? You're talking about that man taking his team 14-3, beating the Buffalo Bills, 1 game away from the Super Bowl. Man, he is the franchise quarterback.
Yeah. And at this point, like, I don't know what more you would want to see at this point that was reasonable from an expectation standpoint. And I know that there's still people who aren't 100% on board. There's people here in this Denver market that do this job that aren't on board 100%.
They want to see more stats, I guess. More yards, passing yards.
I don't know. And I really don't care. I didn't see anything nationally today. I didn't watch any show. I didn't do any of that stuff because I'm uninterested in a dissenting opinion when I was there at Mile High watching it with my own eyes. And so it's this whole situation is awful for Bo specifically, but man, oh man, it was helter-skelter at earlier in the season. And it's interesting to know that Jarrett Stidham is going to start this upcoming game because there was a thought earlier in the season held by some that, man, if this keeps trending in this direction, like maybe you just go with Stidham here and see what it looks like.
Well, Jarrett Stidham had a great camp.
He did.
Had a great camp, had a great preseason. He looked poised in the pocket, making some throws, being aggressive. But this is Bo's team. And Bo went out there game after game and earned his respect the right way. And we talk about like, hey, Sean, this is still Sean's team, but also Bo is the head of the snake now. Bo is the one leading the charge. Why? Because he's the one having to make the plays. He's the one out on the football field with the other men.
Right.
He's the one that, hey, players make plays, players win games for you. Sean can only do so much teaching. Sean can only do so much of play calling and putting up creative plays. You have to go out there and execute as a player. And that's why Bo Nix has 51% of this team where someone like Sean has 49, which is okay. Because I wonder what it was like with Drew Brees and Sean.
No, see, the thing is, like, if you don't think that was Drew Brees' team, you're nuts. Like, those were his guys.
Yep.
And this is not to diminish anyone, especially Sean. Sean's a freaking genius, okay? But the best teams are player-led. And in the best case situation, and it's not like this everywhere, but in the best case situation, your leader's your quarterback. And the Broncos have found their franchise quarterback, yes, but they've also found their leader. Here was Sean Payton after the game talking about Bo.
Big drives, not always easy. Once we hit midfield, penalty, now we know we're getting 0 on every play. I wasn't comfortable with where we were kicking that field goal from at all. And so we usually keep a list of 6-8 passes that are 0 beaters, max protection, stutter, spears, and he puts it up there for Mims. Yeah, he was fantastic when we needed him. He made some plays with his feet. Both teams were nicked up. They were nicked up coming in. We got nicked up quick. Pat's out, and then pretty soon Troy Franklin's out, and then you're down to 3 receivers. We took Mims off kick return after that happened. Then these are the 3 if you're going to be in, 11 personnel. We got into some base. We had a lot more tempo in this plan, especially in the early part of the game. Out of different groupings, we had a few NASCAR packages. I thought we ran it well in the first half, and then we ran into a lot more run pressures in the second half.
All right, he covered a lot of ground there. One, talking about him using his feet. This is a situation where the box score can kind of lie to you if you didn't watch the game as close as we did, because the box score just says 12 carries for 29 yards, which unfortunately led the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
And we need to circle back to that here. And the box score will also say he averaged 2.5 yards a carry, talking about Bo. Didn't have a carry longer than 11 yards. But the timely nature of some of those runs, extending drives. Yep. Yeah, I said he averaged 2.5 yards. Sometimes he only needed 1 or 2 yards to get the first down, and I thought that he was wise to lean into his legs as often as he did.
He was wise, and Sean was too. Just be uber aggressive, right? Like for someone like Bo, it's like read option. Have the opportunity to hand the ball off if it's there. If not, utilize those legs, which he did. Now, it forces the Buffalo Bills to respect the run. It forces the Buffalo Bills to respect Bo Nix's legs. And now what do? Do you add a guy in the box where now you have an extra guy on the line of scrimmage? Or do you guys just play base and now Bo Nix can use his legs if he needs to or pick you apart through the air? So it was good to see Bo Nix unlock that game. And Bo knew that if he was going to beat Josh Allen and the Bills, he was going to have to do it all. Why? Because Bo Nix is the identity of the offense. All right, it runs through Bo, whether it's running with his legs or passing in his arm through the air, it has to go through Bo, and that's exactly what Bo did. And at the right moments, Bo answered the bell. Bo did his part, and then defense did too. Defense was able to get the turnovers, to flip the field, to flip the momentum, and Bo Nix rewarded them a couple times by scoring touchdowns.
And Bo Nix rewarded Sean Payton and some of these play calls.
Yes.
I mean, Sean Payton was pretty, I'd say mostly masterful, on Saturday. And there was the one play, Marvin Mims played so well. We did an X Factor segment on Friday, and we both wrote down our X Factors, and it was both Marvin Mims, and he turns out to have his best game of the entire season on Saturday. But there was like a play to Mims that went for 19 yards on a 3rd and 8. This is late in the game. It's 3rd and 8, and it was where they brought Mims out of the backfield on the left sideline, and there was only 4 guys on that side of the field. And it was just a free release to the left side.
Yep.
It gets it to Mims. I forget who the Bills player was, didn't have the angle. It ends up being like a 19-yard play, and Bo turned around and pointed at Sean Payton. It's like, dude, that's your call. Great freaking job.
Good job, coach.
And then,
call this again.
And then, I've had fun with this, saying that whether I'm talking about Jamal Murray sometimes and how deep his bag can go offensively, or Sean Payton, how deep his bag can go, calling it like Hermione, who in Harry Potter has a spell where she can extend her purse. It looks like a little pocketbook, but you can reach all the way in there, your whole arm in there, and pull out, something crazy that you need in that moment. That, I think of that analogy when Sean Payton is scheming up a touchdown to Frank Crum. I mean, that was... It was an elite play call, and that's one when it does. If it doesn't work, you look goofy, and it does work, you look like a genius.
Well, with the Frank Crum touchdown, we all know that Johnny Morton had a lot to do with that, and Sean being able to trust his guy, who's an offensive coordinator for the Lions this year, but trust his guy to come back and say, "Hey, this will work against the Bills." Which, by the way, the Lions were able to do it against the Bills and score on it with a lineman, Dan Skipper, by the name of Dan Skipper. And he's an offensive lineman that grew up here in Colorado, has played in the league for a while. So shout out Dan for help creating that play.
Ralston Valley, you said, right?
Ralston Valley. Shout out Ralston Valley, too. And, for Sean to say, you know what, we're going to take this because it worked against the Bills before. They're not going to see it coming. We're going to be aggressive as hell, and we're going to find a way to get in the end zone and for Frank Crum to hang on to the football, run somebody over, and then be able to celebrate. Like, that's a great feeling as an offensive lineman. And nobody cares about who scores. It's just about scoring now. Right? It's not about the cue points anymore. Can we win this game?
And here was Sean talking about that play schemed up for Frank Crum.
Johnny Moe, who's just working with us, consulting from Detroit. Detroit ran that play against Buffalo in the regular season last year. And I'm going to be respectful of all the linemen in the world that get to catch a pass. But Frank is extremely athletic. And the tackle, the jumbo for Detroit, would be on the other end. It has nothing to do with his ability, but on the other end of that spectrum. And so when we saw that, we saw it as a short yardage play, but we saw it as a short yardage red zone play. They have a tendency to play more man when you're in jumbo. And so the little short motion bumps who's covering who. That's one of those Rudy plays. Your whole team goes crazy when that happens, And so he's very athletic, and we got, like sometimes you don't get the look you want. We got the exact same look Detroit got. Ours scored just like 3 seconds quicker. Their guy took a while to get in.
It was a next level play call. It was a next level moment. And I love how he calls it a Rudy play, where everyone's so happy for the player that scores. And I can tell you from sitting in that crowd, man, that crowd was going crazy for Frank Crum.
Yes, they should.
They really were. It was a top 3 loudest that the stadium got, I think, on Saturday. Because some of the crazy stuff that happened, like the crazy good stuff that happened for the Broncos, you're not exactly sure what's going on in the moment. Like the J-Mac interception that swung the game, like we weren't really sure at first, like what was going on. And so that takes a second to process. Alex Singleton forcing the fumble on James Cook. It's like, well, do they have the ball? Right.
Exactly.
So like, but the ones that are clear and obvious to the hometown crowd, the Nick Benito strip sack, that place went nuts. Second play into the second half, the Frank Crum touchdown. I mean, it was just nuts. And the cruel irony for the opposition is, where Frank Crum played his college football? Wyoming.
He's like, take that, Josh.
Yeah, they intersected. They did not intersect at all by just 2 ships passing in the night. Josh was drafted in 2018, and that was Frank Crum's first year at Wyoming. So maybe they did spend 1 year together. But pretty cool moment.
It's all about the moments. It's all about the moments. You're in a playoff atmosphere, and you have someone like Frank Crum, who had that on their bingo card, scoring a touchdown, being one of the reasons why we won the game. Like, this is why Sean Payton is a mastermind when he's in his bag. Like you just got done saying, this is why Sean Payton needs to continue to have the confidence in himself. And this is why if he can pull this off with Jarrett Stidham, I mean, how could he not be a Hall of Fame coach?
Oh, there's
like
no
a
doubt.
bona fide
Totally.
first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, if you can go to the Super Bowl by winning the AFC Championship game with Jarrett Stidham, who has won 1 game in his NFL career. 1. And that's really the cruel plot twist at the end of this movie that played out on Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening is there was no dramatic moment where the injury happened, where Bo was on the ground grabbing his ankle, and there was no moment like that.
Too tough. He's too tough.
I mean, well, it happened with just two plays left in the game. I think maybe technically 3 for spotting the ball or trying to center it or whatever, but it was nuts. Sean Payton does the press conference in his Bronco gear that he was just wearing and then comes back in with his street clothes on to give the unfortunate announcement.
On the second to last play in overtime, Bo fractured a bone in his right ankle. He's scheduled to have surgery Tuesday of this week, which will put him out for the rest of the season. Stiddy's ready to go. And it was the second to last play before he threw the pass to Mims. Birmingham is where he'll have the surgery with Dr. Waltrip. I don't really think there's any other questions. In other words, this is what it is, and we felt like it'd be best to just tell everyone now. I'll take questions.
Man.
What was your reaction when you found out that Bo Nix was out?
Dude, my mouth was just, they call it like agape. It was just open and stayed that way. It's just, it's awful for Bo. It's awful for the Denver Broncos. Yeah. It's awful for everyone. No one wins here. The audience, I mean, maybe I guess you could say the only winner could be the New England Patriots, whose path just became a little bit more grooved for them to go to a Super Bowl.
They better be careful. Because
I agree.
If they think that way and they get into this game and they get punched in their mouth, I don't know. Drake May makes a couple of bad decisions. Jarrett Stidham, one of the better backup quarterbacks in the league. It can get a little ugly for them. Now, we're going to see. We're fixing to find out. But I definitely, if that's their mindset, good luck. Good. That was our mindset a couple times. You believe where we're playing the Chargers, and it's just organically, it's human nature to say, okay, we're playing against the second and third stringers. We should be able to win. You go out there and you forget that you're still in the NFL and they're fighting for their job, and you make it a close game when it should have been a blowout.
Yeah. The single biggest play of the game was the J-Mac interception, right?
J-Mac McMillion, because he's going to make himself a lot of money. It has to be. I mean, that was a great play, instinctive play, coming down with that ball, making sure that he raises it up so that the referees can call it. And just for Brandon Cooks, who was my former teammate, I mean, works his ass off. Zach, one of the hardest working receivers, or honestly guys, that I've ever been around. And I know that, he was hurting after that game. He was crying and stuff because he truly wanted to win it. And, of course, you don't want to be the reason why you lose. But that was an interception. Jaquan McMillian coming down with it. Cooks not having full control, but it's still on his body.
Yeah.
If Cooks comes down with it and has full control, and J-Mac has full control as well, it goes to the offense. But because Cooks did not have full control, all right, but it was still there, and J-Mac catches it or tucks it in during the little squabble there, it's our ball. Interception, baby. End of discussion.
Yeah, I really didn't have a huge issue with that call, and I know it's controversial, and I know that people who played in the league and do this professionally are saying they don't get it. I get it. I understand it. I mean, if you have to survive the catch when you're on the ground out of bounds, you have to survive the catch in the middle of the football field. And so if it wasn't secured, it's a live ball. And so and the still image, frames it a certain way that is missing context. Now you can argue, well, that shouldn't be the rule because that's a relatively new, surviving the catch. Yeah. That wasn't in our football lexicon, 20 years ago. Now where I think it does get a little hairy is the game yesterday had an extremely similar play. Despite Sean Payton saying you'll never see a turnover like that for another 10 years, there was a very similar play the next night that goes the other way. So I do think big picture, the NFL still has a bit of a
work to do to figure out what that's going to be.
What's a catch, what's not a catch. We've been asking that question for years now, and it still sort of persists. But here's my much larger takeaway than the controversial call. You cannot hang your hat on a controversial call when the game was played over a 3.5-4 hour period and you turn the ball over 4 times before that play. You can't
football is a game of inches. It's 60 minutes of football. You have to be able to play through 5 turnovers, Zach. You're not winning a game when you have 5 turnovers as a team.
I can't believe that it was close. The Bills had 5 turnovers and scored 30. I don't know if a team in the history of the postseason has ever won a game with 5 turnovers. It should be honestly impossible. But yeah, the game there was way too many plays that were made and not made to blame it on one thing. Josh Allen missed Dawson Knox.
That was a wide open touchdown.
That he makes that pass, 95% of the time.
Moment too big. Can we agree?
In that particular moment, I've seen Josh, play great for a long period of time. So
moment too big.
I don't, you could hang it on whatever reason you want. You just didn't make the play.
You didn't make the play.
So however you classify it is secondary. What's primary is you didn't make enough plays. And he's a great quarterback and had a lot of, splash plays and highlights and stuff. But you can't turned the ball over five times.
Josh was the reason why they were in the game, right? Like, you have 5 turnovers, but yet you have a chance to win at the end there. You're in overtime. Make that make sense. Like we said earlier, the math is not mathing. That's because of Josh Allen. That's because of making a couple big-time plays or scheming up a couple big-time plays. So, hats off to them. But at the end of the day, 5 turnovers. Defense did their part to get the turnovers. Bo Nix did his part in securing the win by the fourth quarter with a Marvin Mims touchdown, finding a way to drive down the field when it matters the most. Those are the moments that you need to have. And the Denver Broncos came out with the win because of those moments.
There's no doubt. And now, because of this plot twist, Jarrett Stidham is starting in the AFC Championship game.
Sparky!
Holy smokes. What are our initial thoughts about Jarrett Stidham? We'll do that coming up next.
The Broncos completed a heroic comeback against the Bills in overtime, but lost Bo Nix on the second-to-last play of the game. With a veteran backup in Jarrett Stidham, can Sean Payton keep his offense rolling in the AFC Championship? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. Hey, I got a real cool story I wanted to share with you. Many years ago, my lovely wife Kimberly wrote down a prayer that said, God, make me a lighthouse so I can be a light to others when they're in a dark place. She filed that card away both in her heart and her prayer box. And then about 3 years ago, I asked my wife to leave her job in corporate America and come help me open up 303 Law 4040. And she absolutely loves it. She really feels like helping other people when they are hurting and don't know what to do is her calling. So here's the really cool part. A few weeks ago, a client came in to pick up a check and said to Kim, I really want to thank you. You were a lighthouse to me when I was in a dark place. It gave me chills when Kim told me that. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is our honor to help you in your time of need. Call us anytime at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. That's 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Brandon Stokely here for Colorado's hometown HVAC team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Is your heating system struggling to perform and need to be traded? It has never been easier to get a quote for a new heating system. Rocks Heating and Air offers a free online heating and cooling quoting system so that you can quickly and accurately get pricing on a new system. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Let me ask you something. Is your money doing everything it can for you?
I don't know. How would I know?
Is it automatically saving for special events and keeping you posted on its progress? Like at Huntington Bank?
Oh, no.
Is it tracking your spending so you can make the best choices at the mall?
Nope.
Or setting limits on your teenager's debit card?
Definitely not.
Then it could certainly be doing more.
Yeah, sure sounds like it.
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Roller Auction.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter.
Processing that the Broncos are going to start the AFC Championship game with Jarrett Stidham. It's just, I'm still
processing.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it sucks because one of the biggest reasons why we're in this situation and have a chance to get to a Super Bowl, guys, we're 1 game away from the Super Bowl, is because of Bo Nix and what he has brought to the table in the fourth quarter and just being the identity of the offense. And now you take him out of the mix. And you put Jarrett Stidham, who hasn't played a game in a very long time, and all he has done is take practice squad reps, because that's usually what the backup quarterback will do, is take practice squad reps, and then he may get 1 or 2 throughout that day. Now you're asking Jarrett Stidham to go out there, be a game manager, and find a way to beat the Patriots. It's a lot. It's a lot. But if there's one guy that can do it, I believe it's going to be Jarrett Stidham. One, there's not a lot of good backups in the league in today's game. They don't develop the players. They don't develop quarterbacks like they used to back in the day. But also, Jarrett Stidham has been in the system for 3 years. He looked damn good this year in camp. One of the best performances I've seen in a long time, other than with quarterback play, other than Bo Nix, a couple times when he was a rookie. Like, tell me another guy that looked good in camp,
Phil,
Jarrett Stidham.
Phil, it was to the point where, and we would come in and report this every day because Phil and I, there was no other show that was better represented out at training camp for a few years now than our show. So we're every single day and
every detail.
if an alien came down, and this is the real, okay? If an alien came down, whether it was last summer or this summer, and we asked that alien, hey, which one is the
starting quarterback,
franchise quarterback, first-round quarterback, you wouldn't know on a lot of days. And I'm going to be honest, I had to warm up to Stidham. I did not like the signing initially. I thought it was too much money for a unproven player that hadn't done much of anything. And but he really grew on me. And his consistency, and I've seen different opinions like, well, go get this guy, go get that guy, and like, no one's gonna do. Now, I'm not saying he's gonna win, the Broncos gonna win, but no one's gonna do the job better than Stidham, who has been in the system for three straight years and has stacked literal years within this offense. You're not gonna be able to microwave someone and have have them more prepared than Stidham will organically be.
Usually it takes a quarterback in a hard offense 3 years to truly get the offense down. And Sean knows that. Well, this is year 3 for Jarrett Stidham, and that's why he looked as good as he did during camp. He was confident. He understood what he needed to do. He was aggressive. He was playing with his hair on fire. He was stepping up in the pocket. Everything that you want your quarterback to do, Jarrett Stidham was doing during practice. But then he was showing us what he was showing us in practice in the preseason games. And so that's why I meant to sit here and say, like, Jarrett Stidham, he is going to be ready for this moment. And what did we talk about? And I sit here and said, hey, Jarrett Stidham, at some point, he's going to be let go so that he can be a starting quarterback for this league, and Sean's going to let it happen. Well, if Jarrett Stidham goes out there and beats the Patriots, Sean's going to let him go so he can be a starting quarterback somewhere else, because he's going to be if he finds a way to beat the Patriots and goes to the Super Bowl. So this is his moment. What does he do with it? Like, that's on him.
Well, what an opportunity. I mean, I cannot imagine the butterflies in that dude's stomach. I simply cannot imagine it. He hasn't played in a regular season game in years. It was that 23 season where they were looking for a spark, right? Down the back stretch. Yeah, they call him Sparky.
He won that game, by the way, right? It was against the Chargers.
I think he won one of the two. I think he started two games and won one of the two. But he's got a game, and I encourage you, go look at this. You have to remember why Sean Payton signed Jarrett Stidham in the first place. It was because of a game against the San Francisco 49ers in 2022, and the Niners had the league's best defense. And Jarrett Stidham not only played well, he flat out balled out of control.
He did.
And I have the video up on my Twitter account, and I encourage you, go look at it. It's just the highlights. And by the way, Barstool has since taken my tweet, embedded it in an article that has the title "Broncos Media in Shambles" over the idea that in shambles coping with the idea that Jarrett Stidham's going to be the starter. And look, if you just put your eyes on the game, it's like, okay, there's something there. Now, can Sean Payton bring that version of Stidham back out in a way that we haven't seen in many years, and really, quite frankly, only saw that level of performance one time?
Well, Zach, I mean, Sean said it best. He said, watch out. Like, Jarrett Stidham's ready. Sean's ready for this moment. I think Sean, in a sick way, is like, this is the moment. This is the moment for me where it's like, everybody thinks we're done. We're down and out. We don't have our quarterback. But this is where I get paid the big bucks. I'm getting paid $18 million to put out a system quarterback that if he runs my system the right way, takes care of the football, we will still win. And what does that do for Sean? It puts him as a first ballot Hall of Famer, because he's taking a backup quarterback and still find a way to get in that damn Super Bowl.
And we also have to remember Stidham was part of that first wave of free agency. He was a priority for Sean Payton when he first got here. Here was a Sean Payton after the game talking about Stidham.
A handful of the team knows, and there'll be a lot of guys learning about it right now, which is tough. This is difficult. Like let's say I had a team meeting tomorrow at 9. I would have tried to have kept it so I could talk to the team first. But the odds of something like this being kept quiet till Monday at 9 are impossible. And so I felt like, in essence, I'm talking to the team now. So, look, they'll be disappointed. There'll be a lot of emotions, and then the refocus takes place. But, we celebrate the season for him. And listen, this city's ready, and we'll be ready for the next challenge.
Stiddy's ready.
Stiddy's ready.
And we'll be ready for the next challenge. Here's a little bit more from Sean Payton talking about Stidham.
In fairness, to what you've seen, which is very limited, yeah, he's ready. Like I said this at the beginning of the season, I feel like I've got a 2 that's capable of starting for a handful of, number of teams. And I know he feels the same way. So watch out, just watch. He's experienced, he's played in games. They're different type players to some degree, and yet they're very close friends. As with Sam, it's a tight room. Sam will be our 2. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
And I'll tell you what, we've talked about this. Next thing I'm going to bring up here throughout the year, occasionally, the tightness of the room and the relationship between Stidham and Bo. It's very like college.
It is. Not just Jared Stidham, but Sam Ehlinger as well. I mean, they
true.
always hang out. They're eating dinner. Their wives are hanging out. So it's a close group that feels for Bo, but also understands that they have to do their part. And so for Jared Stidham, I mean, there's a reason why Sean wanted Jared Stidham. He fits the mold of Sean's system. Maybe even a little bit better than Bo. But now Bo's athletic, but Jared Stidham's going to sit in the pocket. More that time, the rhythm, the processing you're looking for, that's Jared Stidham. So let's see what this looks like.
And then Sam Ehlinger being promoted to backup quarterback. Sam, do you have a comment on this?
We're back.
All right.
Damn it, Sam, you are back. Let's go.
All right. I can't get enough of that one.
We're back.
Oh, my gosh. Well, what bowl was that after, Dante? Do you remember that?
I think it was the Cotton Bowl versus Georgia.
The Cotton Bowl versus Georgia.
But this was when they had the 14 playoff. It was not a 14 playoff game.
Yeah,
it was
right.
just a
Just
regular
a
bowl game.
Yeah. It's just so good, Sammy.
We're back.
All right.
Sammy's time to shine.
Man, oh, man. We have game balls for the Broncos' thrilling overtime victory over the Buffalo Bills coming up next.
Bo Nix fractured his ankle in the win over the Bills and will miss the remainder of the postseason. Can Jared Stidham take the reins and help lead the Broncos back to the Super Bowl? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there about intimacy. Guys, intimacy is a wonderful part of life, but when erectile dysfunction damages that moment, man, oh man, it can be problematic on several different fronts. And if you are living with ED, you already know that to be true. But here's what you need to know right now. ED is a medical condition, all right? And like most other medical conditions, it's treatable. And I'm talking about treatments with success rates well over 90%. So schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, all right? Get over that fear, all right? Do what tens of thousands of other men in Colorado have done. The initial visit is only $99. That includes a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, guys, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, 5 locations in Colorado to serve you. So stop living with ED. Call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
HelloFresh makes home cooking nutritious, delicious, and exciting. You excited when you get those freezer-burnt, pre-packaged meals in the mail? I know I'm not. Go to HelloFresh.com to explore plans and menus because nothing hits like home cooking.
You know what people tell us all the time at Soda Weight Loss? I look and feel 10 years younger.
I feel fantastic, and I feel like I'm back to where I felt kind of in the old days. Lost a lot of that belly fat.
I mean, people tell me you look great and you look like a new person.
At Soda Weight Loss, you don't just shrink, you rejuvenate.
I am down 50 pounds in 11 weeks, and this program works. The pounds melt off. It's amazing.
If you need a little inspiration, just take a look at SodaWeightLoss.com. You'll see hundreds and hundreds of before and after photos.
I let go of about 120 pounds. Mobility's back. When people see me, they're just shocked. You know, they always ask you, like, what'd you do? And I tell them, I came to Soda.
Right now, when you join Soda Weight Loss, your partner joins for free. Call 866-800-SODA. That's 866-800-SOTA. Or visit SodaWeightLoss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, stay
state of the art.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
I'm Rob Wilhite. If you've been in a car accident, you need experience that wins. For almost 50 years in Colorado, my firm has recovered over $1 billion for crash victims. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit willhitewins.com. That's willhitewins.com.
Who wants the lowest rate for life?
I
do. Everyone does. But even the best deal in the market becomes high if rates fall in the future. So now what? Go through all the expense again? No. Just go to U.S. Mortgages and get our trademarked lowest rate for life product. It allows you to get your savings today and lock in at below market rates like our 4.75 5-year fixed that has a 5.89 APR.
Wait, 4.75% 5 years fixed?
Yes, and even if the market does improve further, great. We redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee, and there's no limit to the number of times you can use this. So stop waiting for rates to get better and wasting money. Lock in your savings now and know you're 100% protected with lowest rate for life. Call 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com. Rate must be locked by 9/16.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Victory Monday after a just flat-out thrilling 33-30 win for the Denver Broncos. A win that happened stylistically in a way that I didn't know was possible. You know, I said to you on Thursday and Friday, I said I could see a lot of different scenarios happening, but the one scenario I can't see, I literally said this, the one scenario I can't see is the Broncos winning in some sort of shootout 33-31.
You're not the only one, though. And, you know, I was the exact same way because the offense haven't been able to do that the whole entire year. So, like, what makes you think you're going to go into a playoff game against Josh Allen that's elite, that puts up points, and you can go into a shootout with him? Boy, was I wrong. Bo Nix was up for it and was able to come out with the win because of his arm, his legs. The identity ran through Mr. Bo Nix.
It did, man. And I don't even know what would be secondary if you're just talking about the offense. Couldn't run the ball. No sign of a tight end. I mean, it was Bo. Like, and we have asked that question over the last 2 years. Are you winning with Bo or are you winning because of Bo? Saturday night, Denver Broncos won because of Bo. And obviously, it's a team sport. You needed those turnovers defensively, to negate what they were giving up on a down-to-down basis to Buffalo, allowing nearly 450 yards, 1 yard shy of 450. Man, oh man, there was so many contributors. There was so many big plays that led to that 33-30 overtime win. Giving out a game ball is
very hard.
Is going to be interesting here. This is what Sean Payton said about that right after the game.
There were so many plays. I just handed out 5 balls. Benito caused 2 fumbles. Alex caused 1. PJ Locke's got a pick. His pick was big. And any and all of them are. I think I would say, historically speaking, for me, when you're calling plays, you have to pay attention to who's on offense, who's the quarterback, and then your tolerance for being aggressive moves in a certain direction. And so, man, they're an offense that got a phenomenal running back. That quarterback is something, and so we were going to be more aggressive.
And they were more aggressive.
Yeah.
And you looked at a play call like the touchdown to Frank Crum. I mean, it's excellent. Just chef's kiss.
But that's what we asked for, right? We were like, Sean, just be you. Be aggressive. Don't second-guess yourself. And guess what? He did that. Frank Crum, touchdown. Went back to Lil Jordan Humphrey for another touchdown because Lil Jordan, dropped the ball at the beginning of the game. Great drive. Ended with 3 points, needed 7. So Sean did his part. Sean did what he had to do. But also, players make plays. Players win games for you. And this is why we got to give out our game balls. Because the players are out there making those damn plays, making this happen for us. And because of them, we're 1 game away from the damn Super Bowl.
Do you want to give your game ball first, or you want me to go first?
No, go ahead. Go first.
All right, I'm going to pick Bo Nix. Being in the building and watching it with my own eyes, I believe that I watched Bo Nix take control of this franchise on Saturday night. And I don't think you can overstate it just validates the Broncos organization, validates Sean Payton. And I do think there's a difference between being, a first-round pick or even a franchise quarterback and then taking over an organization. There was a certain point in time, and I don't think it was in the first year when he actually won the Super Bowl. I think it came later when Tom Brady took over the organization of the Patriots. Same thing with someone like John Elway, right? At a certain point in time, and it wasn't in the first year, and I don't think it was the second year, but a certain point in time, it's like, oh, this is his now.
Yeah.
And I think that you can't reach that level without winning at the highest level of the postseason. And when you have a reigning MVP coming into Denver and Bo Nix outduels him and shows a warrior status and warrior version of himself, you just can't recreate that, And when Bo Nix woke up on Saturday morning, he had never won a playoff game, in this league. And that will never be a sentence now here moving forward. And so Bo Nix gets my game ball, as impactful as so many others were. And there is a long list, but mine has to go to Bo Nix.
Bo Nix, 279 yards passing through the air. You had 29 rushing, and then, of course, 3 touchdowns, 1 and 0 sacks. He is the man. I'm glad you picked Bo. But I'm going to have to go with the guy that was our X Factor, Mr. Marvin Mims. And at one point, right, the first play of the game, the kickoff, I thought Marvin Mims was done for. He got in that collision. I thought he had a concussion, but he comes back in the game. Troy Franklin goes out. Pat Bryant goes out. There's only 3 receivers left. And Marvin Mims, was 8 for 8. 8 targets, 8 receptions, making some big-time plays. 26-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter to tie it up. The guy that we needed to show up, the X Factor, Mr. Marvin Mims, you get my game ball.
Man, phenomenal stuff. Really just fascinating show for some of the wrong reasons as well, and obviously revolving around Bo. We're going to continue to diagnose this situation when we come in here tomorrow. We know there'll be some leftovers that we'll get to as well. But we have a national championship game that's getting ready to start. Give me your winner here, Miami and Indiana.
Throw up the U! Michael Irvin, get that belt out! Mr. Signetti, get ready to taste that leather.
Yeah, there's only one person that's using that belt tonight, and that is Mr. Signetti. Those eyebrows are going to be dancing on the sideline tonight, brother. I promise you. All right. We are going to go out for a dinner as a team and hook up Drew and Dante for being such an instrumental part of us going to number one in the last quarter in this market. And we got a nice little bonus, and we're going to share it with them here and watch this game. We'll be back at 2 o'clock tomorrow for more of this. All right. So we'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
Just as they did in 2015, the Broncos and Patriots will go head-to-head with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line. After an emotional